guys. It's been like what a week, 2 weeks, I think. Anyways, welcome, guys. Did you miss me? Be honest. Okay. I mean, I've been active on Discord, but you know what I mean. We got a lot of stuff to do, talk about. Last week, I was supposed to go over the new openings and endings that came out for the rebroadcast of Code Geass, and well, we're gonna do it this week since I didn't have to do it last week. This is, in fact, as I mentioned, this is the whole last episode with Shirley, which is it's bittersweet. Not for the reasons you're probably thinking. I mean, obviously her dying was awful, but it's also terrible too when you consider how I don't know what was the point of Shirley at some points in his story. Like it's kind of frustrating, and I'm not gonna go over it completely in this live stream. I was actually thinking at some point to like how do I put this? Maybe do another discussion about the relationships, but instead of discussing like who loved Lelouch, which is a video I've done before, but instead discuss like how the plot for some reason it sabotaged Shirley and Colin in the story. What I noticed when I was looking at the moments of Colin and Lelouch, there's like they cut out like seven episodes. She's not even in the story. I believe it's 11 to 17. Not in the story. She's not with Lelouch. So they cut out 7 episodes where Colin's in jail. And in the last season, R1, Shirley had the same treatment. So I do find that kind of frustrating. It's like they wanted to have like a pseudo love triangle, but didn't really want to commit to it. I don't know. It's kind of frustrating. Anyhow, let's get started with the new intro. So here it is. I downloaded it, and I will say one thing before we can start watching this. As you guys know, I don't like. Hold on, need some water. Okay, so now what was I saying? I didn't like the second intro to Code Geass R1. The music, I mean, the visuals are pretty good, but the song was awful. So this intro didn't have much to do to like make me not hate it. It just can't be the other one. And I gotta admit, compared to the first one, which I wasn't a fan of, I enjoyed this one quite a lot. It used good imagery, and the music was tolerable. Like it didn't distract me like the other one. So let's go into it. So it shows off with C2 and Lucia on the bed together. This intro, like the past one, is going to show you images and scenes from the anime. There's no, as far as I can tell, there's no original stuff. I like how all the events are happening and you see C2 talking to Lelouch. I think that makes sense because this is how the season ends and they're both reflecting about their lives. Specifically memories, how C2 lost all her memories, doesn't remember anything, and doesn't remember anything, where Lelouch is saying, well, and also she's alone as well. It's good. I thought it was a really creative idea to summarize the whole season with the two of them talking to each other. I will say that if you haven't watched Code Geass before, then like that was a major spoiler. But if you have, which is who this is for anyhow, then not a big deal. So I definitely like this. This was well done here. I mean, obviously using the same stuff is a bit lazy, but I think in this context, it made sense. It's a really great way to start off showing Lelouch and C2 together. I might actually preferred this one than the original opening too. And this is the part I like. This color abstract thing that's playing in the background. I think it's good. It kind of sets the table for this whole season. Kind of bitter and also strange at the same time. This is a great shot. Absolutely love this image. Glad to show it there. I think Nunnally is naked here. I'm not sure. This image is kind of bizarre. I guess it's because of when she was shot when she was a kid. I guess I'm not sure why they had her. Excuse me. That's like the second burp of the day. Looks like that. But again, I love this imagery. It kind of reminds me of Higurashi. If you guys have seen that anime, it's kind of like Higurashi. So this is a cool part. They show you a clip of or an image of each scene in the next part. Good thing they show Valletta covered up. They could have easily screwed that up. It just keeps compiling all the images from the story. It's pretty good. You're trying to like show a kind of how we got here, where we're going. So in that respect, again, no real complaints there. Again, we go back to the weird imagery. Then we see Cornelia with Yuffie, and then we see her by herself, which makes sense too. That's also good foreshadowing. And if you knew the story, it's also good because you're seeing Cornelia's face kind of by herself. That's what happens. And then Guilford with Cornelia, and then Dalton. This is from this expression is so stupid. Um, but I believe this is from what is it 20? There's an invasion of the Chinese forces to Japan after it was 20. This face he makes it so stupid, but yeah, they shows them all together. So again, pretty good stuff. Yuffie's a big part of the second part of R1, so definitely good showing her by herself in that case. This is cool too. So early on, we saw C2 on the loose with a bunch of people, and now we're seeing Zero of all the Black Knight members. Again, it's pretty good. I like how they have like a nice little background behind the Lelouch, and they're kind of covering people again, like a memory. It's pretty good. And there's the four holy swords, Taizo, Kirihara, and Sayako, um, Kaguya, and Detard, Rakshata, and I guess did I miss Toto? Maybe I didn't see it. Hold on. Was Toto here? I think I've got it. I shouldn't. All the intros you gotta take your time with it. I think I must have missed Toto. Okay. See Colin, that makes sense. Ogi, Tamaki, Minami, Naomi, Yoshida, Kento. It took me forever to remember those guys' names. Senba, Asahina, Chiba, Urbe, Saiko, Taizo, Kaguya, Ditar, Rakshata. There's no Toto. Huh. That's weird. And again, here's more highlights from the story. Kind of cool seeing Suzaku fly out, considering that's how the first intro starts. So again, nice little callback there. This is an iconic scene from when they rescued Toto, so definitely a good place to put it. I like the lighting effects they do as well. This is a good shot too. That's pretty cool too. There's C2. Even though I don't think the scene was actually that epic in the anime, it just looks cool with the way they have it here. That scene, obviously, that's just a big part of Code Geass, and that was when Mao and Luch had their game in the I think it was in the Ashford Academy. Let's go back real quick. Yeah, is the game ready? Sure is. Okay, so there you go. That's kind of cool too. Again, the nice little abstract stuff in the background. This is a nice iconic scene from when they both saw the Chinese Federation together. V2's first appearance, and Charles, because they're siblings. That's very important. That's when that's when Luch gave his contract to C2, and she accepted it, and then it ends. So that was a pretty. I have to admit, and the music's pretty good too. I'm not playing the sound for obvious reason, but that was pretty good. No complaints about it, especially considering I didn't like the original opening. So there we go. There's that. Now we're going to go into the ending. The ending, I have some mixed feelings about the ending because on one end I don't hate it, but well, oh, okay. So this part's good. I think this is definitely a good way to start the ending since one, it's a brand new. I believe it's a brand new art they made for, which is good. And Suzaku and Lucia are a key part of the story, so having them together at the end that makes sense to me. No problems here. This is pretty good. But then, well, you're going to see. Then they kind of do things which I'm not like a fan of. So in case you guys don't remember, these cutouts you're going to see, these are all from the intro that you see between 24 and 25 of R1. So the last two episodes, they have like this new intro they made a new intro. So they had these cuts of all the characters. Now in the intro, they kind of had them like colored out. So not colored, they had like clones of them, kind of like it's a 3D effect almost, and they had colors behind each of them, like a background. Here you don't see that; they just have the images. They have them cut out, which is cool. No problem with it. It's a bit lazy. I would have liked more abstract stuff. Like it's just weird how it starts off with this really nice picture, and then it goes to like old stuff. Well, I don't know. I would have just done new things altogether. But then when they do new stuff, it's like, oh God. So, well, you'll see soon enough. Anyways, yeah, there's Schneisel and all of his dickness. This is definitely from that intro right there. That's kind of cool. It changes colors. We see Colin. Yeah, there's like nothing too. Again, the ending is kind of, I don't want to say boring. I mean, yeah, sure they put Colin with the the Gurren, so it's kind of cool. But the ending is the music is good. The imagery is it could have been better. I think this is brand new, but I don't know, and I absolutely hate this because this image is very placated. In fact, the images after are the same. They're all placated to the wrong aspect of Code Geass that people like. Like if you notice, and I think it's obvious, but the way they have her butt sticking out of this, it's just really distracting. Why they did that, I have no idea. And it gets worse too. It's really frustrating. Then we see Cornelia face again. For some reason, she was in the intro in the open. Had a face shot of her. I guess that makes sense. That might be new. Okay, so here's the actual new part. So they have like these images or pictures that they created. So this one shows this is funny. Lloyd's not eating the food that Suzaku is. So this one's kind of cute. You know, nothing too offensive here. And it shows Cecile in that outfit, which only happened once in the story. But then we get to, well, okay. This one, again, pretty harmless. Just you'll see two and only talking with Cheese Kun and Arthur. So it's okay. This one, I hate this one. So they purposely they purposely made sure that they put the image a high image, so the camera's like looking upwards at Millie's legs, and Riddle is staring at it, and he's blushing. Okay, right. That's what the one you pick at them doing stuff. Just pick a club activity. Well, why would you pick that one? But it gets worse. Okay, then we see Rakshata eating cheese with Detard and Toto. I don't know. I think that's cheese. I hope they got that's cheese or honey or something. I'm not sure. There's rice too, so who the hell knows? Okay, this one is like the fudge. God, I just can't. This one is just wow. In all respect, you could have had Yuffie naked, and it would have been almost no different. Like you just have her not wearing a bottom section. It's pretty cheap. These two are. I love the relationship between the two of these characters, but like this image is so lazy. It's like we know you guys like boobs, so here you go. Here's Yuffie on top of Suzaku. Like I know the relationship is a key part of the story, but like you didn't have to go this route. This one you can't. This one to the left. Oh my face is covering it. Let me remove my face for a second here. Can I do that? Oh, I can't. Here we go. Okay, so you see here, you get that's what the hell's his name? Hang on, brain fart. This is so frustrating. We got Jeremiah Valletta, and his last name is Sorasi. What is his first name? Damn it, it's so annoying. It'll come to you later on. Anyways, it's frustrating. It's Conan O'Brien, but anyhow. Okay. Oh, hold on. All right. What the fudge is with this picture? Okay. Kill. Thank you. Kill. All right. It's like 1,000 names. All right. This one here can go to hell. All right. All right. I was just trying to say to myself before, like, you know, Schneisel and Cornelia, it's probably just, you know, there's nothing really going on between them. There was some suspected scenes, but it's probably just, you know, being overly friendly. What the fudge is in this image? So you see Guilford and Dalton. Guilford's confused. Cornelia's embarrassed. Scheisel's clearly like looking, talking to her, and Dalton's face is pink. I don't know. This is really weird. Of all the things you could have picked with Cornelia and Schneisel, you literally picked an image of the two of them flirting. I don't know. It's real bizarre. I'm not even sure what to think of this. Of all the images shown in this one's the most odd to me. Yeah, I don't know. This one's kind of weird. And then this one. Come on, guys. Really? Look, I know Naomi has a better behind than Colin. You know, sorry, not sorry, but the animators made it that way. There's literally an image in, I believe it's stage 8, which proves this. But in any case, like, really, this is what they picked? There was a scene in Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.0, and toward the end of the film, there's a scene where you see Sakura, and she tried to shoot Shinji because she didn't want him piloting an Ava, the Unit 1 again. But when she falls over, they show you the same type of like lighting on the butt. It's a cheap fan service thing, and it's very distracting. I don't know. I don't mind the image, but like, did they have to do it like that? Of course they did. And oh my god, this one. Oh my god, this one is also like, what the fudge? I know there's a whole like running gag that Kaguya made up as some kind of harem, but like, so Colin is changing in front of Kaguya and C2, and of course you have the cheeks. It's, you know, it's It's incredible, Code Geass. Sometimes they want to take the story seriously, and they will and they'll like have like the characters in serious moments, and then they'll do this. Like I thought they weren't going to go this route, but then again, Janissary Code exists, so there you go. I don't know. I'm not a fan of this image. There was no need to do this. It's frustrating because again, I actually like these characters, so the disrespect is a little annoying. And then we see Lelouch at the end. It's like when they so basically ending. I wasn't a fan of it. Wasn't a fan of the ending, the new endings, because while I like the new stuff they put in, like the ending image in the back and the opening image and the end image, the stuff in the middle was kind of reused, and then the new stuff they actually had was kind of shameful. I guess it. I guess it stands to reason that people love Code Geass are they only like it for two things. I guess fan service and the Lelouch. That seems to be all the stuff I see nowadays. Um, so yeah, that's my thoughts on that. I will read some comments and then we will go and start the episode discussions. Let's go all the way up. I would like to see what my series would have discovered if what a what if series if Shelley shoots if they discovered Shelley. Oh, I think she means Shirley shoots Fleta. Uh, but I thought they did discover it. I'm not sure what that means. Hello guys. Okay. Yeah, her definitely did. It's both sad because like again, it had like the setup wasn't the greatest, and it felt like it was a waste almost. Like she comes back and then she just dies. It's like really, guys, really that's all you could come up with for a character. Yeah, Shirley wasn't like Shirley. I don't think was inherently bad or good. She just protected Luce. Now, granted, she did shoot Valletta, but that was protecting someone she loved. So I don't know that'd be even considered a villain or an anti-hero. So no, I agree with that. I don't know why I didn't decry her death or anyone else except for Rollo. That makes sense. I mean, Shirley's death is it's like tragic, but it's all the same time though it's also super frustrating. On some level, when I used to watch the show, I would I get like a little emotional. Now I just get angry. I'm like, really? That's what you had for her? That's the frustrating part. So I totally get that. Also, Rollo was very his story was really depressing, so that makes sense. SK the Infinity. Oh yeah, I heard about that one. I have not seen it yet though, but I have heard about it. How's it going? Finally catch it streaming quite well. Watched all the stream VOD apart from the one that got taken down. Well, actually, it's back up now because the idiot who who copyrighted my face, I had I counterclaimed it and then I got it back. That's still the weirdest thing I've ever experienced. I literally talked about the end of Evangelion. I didn't show any footage. I just showed my face talking about it. And I guess my face was property of someone else or something. It's weird. Like I know some people try to like there was a case where a YouTuber was like striking other people for using her face because she said it was like her property. Okay, that's one thing. Someone claimed that my face was someone else's property. That's hilarious. You know that was just like what? So weird. Yeah, exactly. And then that's really the problem. It's like should Shirley have been in the show to begin with? Because if they didn't want to do much with her, they shouldn't have. Now, what's interesting about this episode, I said something before about the relationship between C2 and Luge, which actually was wrong. And that was, I didn't think they ever were dating. But here's a fun fact for you. They were apparently. Between 12 and 13, they actually were dating. There's hints to it. Luge says at the end of the episode that they are dating. Episode 13 starts with the fact that they are dating. So apparently, Lelouch accepted Shirley as his girlfriend for like half an episode, which is kind of interesting. I didn't think they actually were dating at any point in the story, but apparently they were. So I don't know how that would have played out to anything else. I guess because they forced that relationship, they had to kill Shirley since they want to set up C2 and Lelouch later on, or Colin and Lelouch. I don't know. It was really, really weird. Decided to watch Arcane on Netflix a couple weeks ago. One of the best shows I've ever seen. Highly recommend it. Okay. I'm watching Demon Slayer season 2 right now, so I'm a little preoccupied with that. And of course, I watched one and what's it called? The Mugen Train. Although I didn't watch the Mugen Train arc, I should probably watch that. I kind of just went to season two because I was like really excited for that. And I've been enjoying it too, by the way. Demon Slayer is pretty cool. I can see why you guys enjoy it so much. Um, I don't know actually. If Japan wasn't safe anymore for Lelouch, I don't think he had any ways to get out of Japan. If that's what you're wondering. Like, what would he do? Like a mass exodus or something? Probably not. I mean, not only isn't exactly mobile, and he has no allies anywhere else except for Japan. That's because of the Ashford family, and of course Suzaku. So I don't know where else he could have gone. Yeah, I don't know. The show didn't really imply he had allies elsewhere. If he did, though, obviously he could have done that, or just leave anyways and see what happens. The problem also, where would he go? The EU? I guess he could go to EU. That's probably the best place, or maybe Australia because it's apparently neutral. Good question, though, or good thoughts though. In the New Year event, Akito comments Ayano and she blushes and happy because we know Ayano likes Akito, but Colin gets jealous and asks Akito what he thinks of her, and I ask, wait, Colin likes Akito? Um, hmm. I haven't translated yet. Actually, I think I did translate it. I'm going to go through that event probably tomorrow, like the story. Because usually the way it works is they give you like one day to go through the whole story after you've completed the actual gameplay, like collecting the items to buy stuff. So I am going to go through that one. I didn't do the Christmas one, but I do want to go through New Year's. Yeah, there was something about that. I don't know if Colin likes Akito. I think it was more of just gang. I think it could have been a little bit of jealousy. What I do like about that New Year's event is that they have like Colin and Aino together, and again, I think those two, if they actually ever met in like an anime form, they'd be like sister relationship because I think Colin is older, right? So she could be like a big sister to Aino. I always feel like if those two ever actually had anime time together, like screen time, they'd be really good friends and like almost like siblings. But the show never really like obviously it's never happened. So at least Genesis Arc gives us something equivalent. So I love the fact in that event you had Aino and Colin like as the two people you were getting. So I definitely enjoyed that part. I don't know if they were if she had anything towards Akito. I don't think so. Especially in like a throwaway filler event, probably not. It's how I wish that Danny in school and he died. Yeah, it's true. Um, he wasn't. I guess not. His songs are pretty good. Wait, all the shows songs are so good? You're talking about like, the new ones or the old one? Old ones, I don't know. It wasn't good. I do agree. I found a week that Cornelia Major and Kusanagi had the same voice actor. Oh, yeah. That's right. That's right. She does. It's not. It's standalone complex, right? It's not the original film. It's standalone complex. Yep, it surely is. It kind of bothers me too. I don't remember Yuffie's dress being backless. No, it did, but the way that they showed it here, we can go back real quick to it. It's just they took like the most extreme example of it. Like they took the most extreme example of it being revealing for the image. That's the problem with it. Yuffie doesn't get featured enough. True, but you don't have to feature her like this. I really think R2 stay at the 2 a.m. time slot. There'd be some weird kinky stuff with the royal family. Probably. I definitely wouldn't disagree with that. Shizel is some pretty creepy pictures. I don't remember him being that weird. This weird in the show. Yeah, no, it's odd. It's nice. I don't embarrassing Cornelia not flirting. I look. That's probably what it is. It's just the question I have to ask is okay. So they did it one time in the story. Fine. Why are they doing it again? That's the thing I don't understand. Like, and the other thing too I don't like is that Cornelia is really embarrassed, but not like a shocked embarrassed, like an emotion. Like this is the kind of face that the show has shown other girls making when they are like hiding their true feelings or they feel some kind of attraction. It's like I'm trying to like Colin has made an expression like this in the past. I don't think C2 has, maybe Shirley has, but this is not a standard embarrassed face. This is like a very I don't know. It's more than just simply you're teasing me. And I don't like. It's more like, ooh, okay. Especially since like Guilford is like really surprised. I don't know. His face is kind of I'll say this much, okay? Let's say for sake of argument that this is just flirting. No, nothing. I'm not flirting. Sorry, just teasing, and she's embarrassed. Why even make it so ambiguous? Like, make it obvious that she's clearly embarrassed by what he's saying. Like, maybe she's tapping and saying, stop that, whatever. I mean, she's holding herself. I think she is, and that face she makes, she can't even look at Schneisel. It's weird. Like, don't invite the idea, okay? Just like make it clear and obvious. Don't make it ambiguous, like what's going on in that scene. That's the problem I don't like. C2's butt is designed as fan service hero, so just branding. It wasn't originally, by the way, okay? There's a good image of, so I can find it. Let's see. There's a good image that demonstrates how it wasn't like that originally, but they kind of ruined it because reasons, I guess. So I'm working on a review for Janissary Code, which will never come out because I keep getting delayed. But anyhow, when I'm writing the review, there's an image. I think it's in here. Give me like 2 seconds. If I don't see it here, there's like another place I could look. If it's not here, because I thought it was, there was a Reddit post that showed something. You guys might find this interesting. I didn't anticipate of actually bringing this out, but I think you'd find it interesting if I can find it. Okay, so it's not here. So let me try one more avenue, and then we will move on to something else. Give me a second here. I know I saved it somewhere. Maybe it's in my pictures. I don't know. Where the hell did I save it? It was a really good image. It perfectly demonstrates the problems with Code Geass over the years of like how they want to market their stuff. Yeah, here it is. I found it. Thank God. Okay, so here's the image here. So this is from Janissary Code, the bottom, and my Triple H photos. I like wrestling. I still do actually. But anyway, so you see C2 on the bottom, and then you see C2 from the original anime. See how her butt isn't like a camel's hump. It's just normal looking, and her bust is normal looking. But here they made everything like just extremely exaggerated for no reason. That's the problem I have with C2's butt. It's like she's just like, for better or worse, C2 is like her proportions are normal. She's a very thin girl. I guess maybe a couple inches shorter than Lou. She's not like a very unlike other characters in the story. C2 actually had a pretty normal looking, I guess, figure. But now they seem to like want to emphasize parts that were never emphasized to begin with. It's so bizarre. Like R1, for the most part, everyone looked pretty good, and there was no emphasis on fan servicey stuff except for like Colin and the Nightmare Frame, and there was like those 2 nude scenes. But generally speaking, they were pretty good with it. Then R2 shows up, and they start like really adding on, and then since then, it's like a quest, if you will, to just keep going further and further with this. But just remember, we started with this was C2 in R1, okay? This is her now. That's the problem. I'm not like against the whole like if you want to like show off certain things, but like you're just artificially creating something that never existed in the first place. She never looked like this. That's what I don't like about it. It's confirmed. Shana really wants Cornelia at first opening series. Temperature drama now is confirmed. There are definitely evidence to suggest this. Also, I never had any butt shots. Now I think. No, she did. She totally did. I'm gonna pull it up since you don't believe. So you go to stage 8. When they're watching television. There's a classic scene, man. Classic scene right here. You see, classic scene. Naomi's butt, very big and firm. Collins, tiny as anything. So yeah, they had a butt shot for Naomi. Naomi was always like, as I said before in my video about the women, her looks and appearance better than Colin. Just her face is not. But everything else, though, they made Naomi like more impressive in every way. She's probably older too, which explains that she's more matured in that respect. I know we're getting to weird places. Okay, wait, can Colin Klein go sleeveless? I have no idea. I guess so. Headcanon, I suppose. Well, supposedly he did. Yeah, I'll say about that fan service scene. I have like mixed feelings about it. We'll get to it really quick. I'm almost there. The authorities find out. Oh, ooh, that would be bad. I guess she was arrested. Well, the truth is, they never even look into like what happened in that situation. Like Valletta is after she's recovered, like after she gets her memories back, does she even look into like arresting Shirley? I guess because of the whole Black Rebellion, they find out what was going on with Evolution Zero, and I guess they kind of like let it go because she's aware of it, but she doesn't do anything about it. It's a good point though. I prefer the gay part than the incest part. At least the gay part has more support, I guess. She probably wouldn't. Would she even get there? Well, she hasn't killed Valletta. Would she go to jail? There'd be a trial probably, and then Luke would probably break her out. Who the hell knows? Yes. Now, I'm not going to go too details into this, but I'll just say this much: if Alush didn't kill off the leaders of the JLF and joined forces with them, I think we would have had a much better army altogether. 'Cause I think because the problem with Alush, I've been arguing people about this on Reddit all day today, and I also discussed it with some people on Discord, on my Discord, and that is the idea that Lelouch kind of had some issues with his leadership skills, and I think if he had more experienced people around him, he could have handled things a little better. The problem with the Black Knights, in a nutshell, if you really think about it, only Toto has any experience with leadership. The rest of them, like Ogi, Minami, Kento, Tamaki, like they don't have any experience of any kind of leadership. They're put into roles they have no position, they have no business being in. Rakshana and Taizo are also very qualified, but beyond that, there's no one else really who gets these positions that deserves it. Kaguya, I guess, makes sense. Detard, sure, but those are political stuff. Like they needed some military leadership. So yeah, they definitely need the JLF's help. The problem with the JLF leaders though is that they're very stuck in their old ways. That's why Lush wanted to get rid of them. But ignoring their whole experience in the battlefield because they have way more on the Lush, that could have been helpful. So they definitely needed him. It Affecting Toto, it affected the whole story. They might have changed their tactics a little bit. Who the hell knows? It's a bit of a complex situation. Is that really a thing? I never knew that was a thing, but it wouldn't surprise me. Well, they could. No, they did do some serious stuff with Shirley. They just didn't care as much. That's the problem. Right. That's my point. If they had other people in their organization besides Lelouch leading, it could have been a lot better. They needed more leadership. A lot of the strategies were not the greatest. Like I'm not gonna lie to Lelouch, obviously he had good ideas and things were working out, but a lot of the stuff that happened could have been easily avoided if he had more leadership involved. Like Naruto was a cool idea, but it ultimately backfired on them, and they only won. And I want to say use one because the four holy swords helped them out, and they used the JLF as bait to escape. But if it was just them versus pretend, they would have lost that conflict. And the Black Rebellion also, like I was arguing with people that even if Lelouch didn't abandon them, there's still a high chance they would have lost anyways because Britannia's forces they outnumbered them. They were better trained, they had better leadership. The reinforcements were coming to bait Lelouch to get onto the top of the government bureau, but I'm sure they had more forces coming. It Like when you look at like if you were to do like a tail of the tape, right, and you pick all the layers of the Black Knights and all the layers of the Britannian forces, like it's just completely uneven. You have Cornelia versus Lelouch, that's pretty good. Toto and Guilford, okay, pretty good. But after that, it's like it's completely unbalanced. Dalton like is better than half the leaders. The Glass and Knights are more experienced, and you can keep going on that list of these high officials, and they know what they're doing, and most of the Black Knights unfortunately didn't. They don't have the leadership, the experience, and resources is something that Britannia had over the Black Knights. So in that respect, if he had just maybe asked or somehow convinced Katase and the other guy to join him, and not with the Geass because that would have been kind of counterproductive, you might have had something there. More military minds could have been useful. Toto was great, but there's a reason why why he worked under Katase and respected him, at least in my perspective. Rider one. So Lucian Shirley are a couple. Rider two. Yep. Now we're gonna kill her. Wait. What? Yeah. Basically, the Mugen movie is my favorite film. Oh my god, the Mugen film is fantastic. The animation is brilliant. When I watched the Mugen film, it blew away my mind. God, the animation with CGI, oh, so good. It's beautiful. Like the show's animation is fantastic. The film just like ups the scale. Like I was I couldn't believe how beautiful that looked. Which makes me hate Evangelion even more. Not that I want to go on that topic, but because the animation in that movie was so like by comparison terrible, and I'm pretty sure the budget was probably higher for that film than it was the Mugen Train. So it's another little frustrating thing when I was watching it. Hmm. Goodman, yes. Oh, Margaret Robbie. Yeah, but you could have done a lot better. But I'm sure that's what happened. Oh, the arcane songs. Okay, yeah, I know what you were talking about there. Hexagonal Honor Britannians would have been torn to shreds at the worst if Japan was freed. Would have been torn to shreds at worst. At the very least, they'd be special pariahs. They wouldn't be welcomed anywhere. Yeah, probably. That's true. Hmm? I guess so. Shadow's a character that's meant to be morally irresponsible and creepy, so flirting with his sister would seem fitting for him. Yeah, I mean, for sure. Again, like I'm not saying he was or it or excuse me. I'm not saying he did or didn't, but it just the image is very ambiguous, and for some reason there's like ongoing gag about it. So either they're just teasing each other or there's something else going on there. Are we talking about when we say awful? Are we talking about like morally or just their abilities? Hexalaku Underpants would have been torn to shreds at worst. Man was freed. Yeah, probably. There's a whole discussion about morality between the Britannians and Japanese people. Well, Kage is a psychopath, but yes, that's true. Well, look, just because Colin likes Aki doesn't mean he likes her. He's obviously in love with Layla, who's not in the game yet for some reason. Well, we do have the what's it called? Lancelot and Gurren, I believe Suzaku goes back to the homeland to become the Knight of Seven. So you do have that, and you definitely do see the racism towards them. So there is if you want some kind of indication how it was, that's a good manga to read. Yeah, true, very true. Oh, that's cool. Okay, we're almost there. Well, that's the thing. I love the name by the way, just a dude with an emo haircut. It is annoying. That's the problem. Like it's like this whole ending is supposed to be kind of nostalgic, and you know you're supposed to like I guess invoke certain emotions about the series and stuff because again this is like the anniversary rebroadcast. But then you throw like weird callback and stuff that I don't know was necessary. This one, this one, that one. Like, why? Like, the last image you see before the ending ends is Colin opening her shirt, closing her shirt with Kage talking to C2 with her butt in your face. Like, that's how you want to end your ending? Like, just remember, okay? I know that sounds crazy when I say this, but like, there are so many awesome moments in R1 that you could easily show in the end here. So many awesome battles, conflict, dramatic moments, right? And you show literally the silliest stuff like if you didn't know any different and you just if you didn't know any better and you just watched like this ending, these last images, you would think this was some kind of like slice of life, I don't know, story. You wouldn't think it was some kind of serious anime about a guy who's trying to rebel against an empire, get revenge for his mother, and make a world nice for a nice world for his sister. Like it's like the tone is all over the goddamn place for this ending. It's like at first you're like, oh, it's kind of serious, yep, serious stuff, and then it's like, okay, that's not so serious, and then it's just a comedy. Like I don't know. Pick a tone and stick with it. That's all I'm trying to say. Okay, we're almost ready. Blind are under 30. Yes, they're very young and experienced. Very true. I mean, even like even not Cornelia is like 27, but she's been in the military since what? She was 20 at least. So she has 7 years of experience in battle, conflict, and leadership over say the Lelouch, who has like none. So again, it's The Black Knights were very inexperienced. It's not even the age, honestly. It's just the years of experience. Like, what is Ogi doing or has been doing since the rebellion? Like, he was never a leader, right? He doesn't know what he's doing. Even Colin's brother, Naoto. I mean, he wasn't exactly a leader himself. Like, it's a rebellion, so there weren't exactly any leadership involved in this, so they weren't qualified to be in positions of leadership. As I'm trying to point out, the only people that were qualified was like Toto, Kantase, the other guy. I just forget his name. I hate him so much. Kubasaki. I don't know. Those three guys were probably your only qualified individuals to lead or be involved in military stuff. I mean, at least Taizo was helping out at some level, but maybe it was Lucian want other ideas in there. I don't know. It's complicated, but they definitely needed some better leadership than what they had. Something like that would be nice too. They're doing because there's an anniversary for Code Geass. They're rebroadcasting the whole anime, so they're making new intros and openings in honor of that. They already made a new ending and opening. These are the second round of that. Yeah, that was yeah. That's kind of the problem. I think he like as much as I think Lucius is a good leader, one of his flaws that he made everyone so dependent on him. Like in the very first episode, he says like, if a king doesn't lead, no one can follow. The idea is basically I have to go first, and people follow my lead. That's not always the best way to run something because then if you can't lead, what happens to the rest of your subordinates? They're lost. I mean, think about what happened to Black Rebellion. It still boggles my mind. They're like, oh, they lost because they can't do anything about Luge. Okay, let's just think about this for a moment, right? Lelouch had an entire plan. He didn't tell anyone what the whole plan was, and then he tells Toto, like in the middle of the battle, "I gotta go, bye." And Toto's like, "Wait, but what do you mean bye? Like, what am I supposed to do? Well, just use the force and figure it out." And Toto's like, "Look, I'm a good leader, okay, but I have to come in with a plan." It was Toto was basically left with nothing, and he had to go on his own, like, and do something to make sure they don't lose. And they were screwed anyways. But God, it was so frustrating. Well, that happens later on, but true. Okay. You've chosen death. Oh my god, we're gonna actually get to oh my god, there's something really funny about that comment. There's definitely some things about it. I wish they had just picked it or not, or discussed it or not. Who the hell knows? It would have been kind of It shouldn't have been like a sub thing. They should have actually discussed it in the story. Because again, I know that the royal family isn't morally, it doesn't have the moral high ground, right? Charles has like 4 wives. Okay, so so they did stuff like that. It'd be totally fine. I don't like Game of Thrones. Sorry, don't unsub, please. But I don't like the show. But I know in that series, there's a whole situation with the Lannisters and how they're all like incest with each other. So again, I'm not against that as a subplot in the story, but like commit to it or don't. Like don't like do hints here and there. It's just really weird stuff. But that's Kogias for you. You could thank Neon Genesis Evangelion for that. 'Cause I'm pretty sure that's what made that popular. Like everyone loved to buy the Ray and the Asuka stuff, so it's their fault the figurines became popular for better or for worse. Yeah, no, exactly. Like that's the problem. Like the issue I had with like Janissary Code is that like they for some reason pick all these like sexy moments for the characters, but like there are also badass moments you could pick as well, right? I mean, you see two, yes, is she attractive looking? Sure, I don't deny that. But she's also, an immortal witch who did a lot of awesome stuff in her past and in the show itself. And you pick like the most docile waifu look for her. Like that was your mat for her. I mean, I guess I should go back to Exhibit A for a second here. 1 second. Hmm. Like you can pick any alternative for her mat, anything you want. These people have creative freedom, as far as I know, and the one they picked is like the most. Like this is the other one too. They did. This is the Christmas one. Again, like I'm not saying this is like the most awful thing, but again, C2 is not just some domesticated waifu. She has like a whole serious past, and it's really insulting to the character, and those who actually take her seriously, because the game, and even some of this new art, it's like it's not meant to like take her seriously. Like this is what they picked for her. Lelouch gets this awesome badass thing with like some cool effects in the background. C2 sing on a bed with Cheese Coon. Yeah, because this is all we know. This is all there is to her character. Kind of frustrating. All right, we're almost there. Interesting. I should make one too for my short. Maybe I'll do that. I was thinking about it. And Clovis too, but yes, that's true. Okay. Pretty much. This proves how they definitely need more commanders than Ogi and Lelouch. Everyone falls apart when they're gone. Well, it's not just Ogi and Lelouch. I mean, Dtar tried, but they just it's not that they don't have enough leadership. It's just that when Lelouch, the problem with the story is that every time they're doing something, they always say like, "What are we doing?" And they're like, they have no idea because Lelouch just never shares his plans. Like, remember Naruto? They went up to the mountain, and Ogi's like, "Colin, you know what we're doing here?" And Colin's like, "I have no clue." I'm like, "Really? You have no idea what's going on?" So Lelouch came with this whole big plan to stop Britannia. Doesn't tell anyone about it. So God forbid, he dies or something or has to leave in the middle. They're screwed. That's the problem. There's no communication among his generals what he's doing. It's basically Lelouch has a plan. He won't tell you what the plan is until like we go into action. So I'm not even saying Lelouch is an idiot because he's not. He's very brilliant. But his ability to mentor others, I feel like is a big issue because he should have mentored Toto and Ogi to like understand his mindset so they can take over for him if they had to lead. But they don't know how to. When he puts Detard in charge of Ogi's duties, and Toto in charge of his, like they were screwed. They had no like they tried to fill that role, but they had no idea what they were doing. It was really sad to watch. Um, so God, I don't that whole situation. It'd be a good video. I'll say that much. I love Shirley Geass, but the major problem of all the fans are they didn't. If they didn't, they could be so much better. Yeah, it's distracting. When you're younger, I guess it's okay. When you're older, it's kind of weird. I'm so bad that Lelouch didn't deploy a team to come to Island. He somehow had Rush Ali. What was the plan to get her off the island with Fosdick Wayne? Nothing. Oh yeah, look, you can go back and forward with that the whole thing was a mess up. Lelouch acted emotionally, not logically. Very true. I think I think Lloyd was interested in women, but he's also a sociopath, so it's complicated because he definitely wanted to be with Millie, but I don't think it was for the right reasons. Yeah, probably that's true. Yeah, the green was really cool. I definitely agree with one of my favorite nightmare frames. That's it. I always forget a stupid name. Kusabaki is an idiot. Yeah, he was an idiot for sure. That's just I always forget. Pretty much, that's exactly why they did it. Okay, that's why because of the butt. The butt. All right, now let's get to episode 12. Finally, let's start with 12. I Okay. So 12 is an interesting episode. In one regard, I do like it a lot, but I also kind of don't. It's kind of frustrating. All right, the first thing that happens in the episode is that Luce talks to Sayako, and he discusses the idea that like, oh, apparently she kissed Shirley, and it's like, but Master Lelouch, I did it because like it made sense. And I'm thinking, listen, we watched that sequence. There are so many other ways she could have prevented Shirley from getting into the hideout. She could have just held her in place for like 10 seconds before the thing closes. She could have distracted her by saying, hey, look over there. Kissing her was not the right option. Sayako presents a very like really kind version of Lelouch, which kind of makes you wonder, is Lelouch kind of a dick in real life? Because if Sayako's so overly friendly, food for thought there. But what I don't like about any of this is that when Lelouch kisses Shirley, this should be a big deal in the story. Like the relationship is going the next direction. It affected everyone emotionally, but the plot just doesn't care. I mean, this episode for the most part is filler. They took Shirley's big moment with Lelouch and they made a joke out of it. I made that point in one of my videos, and I still stand by it. Like it's a joke. I mean, if you go back to the previous episode when when Psycho kissed her, which was 11, right? If you go back to how that episode ended, let's see. I should the image that kind of tells you the whole story. Like if you want like a meme to show Shirley's relationship, I might even make it be kind of funny. So it's like this, right? Okay. So Shirley and then Lelouch trying to resolve, but the plot gets in the way because the plot just doesn't care. Like they're literally about to have some kind of discussion about what happened, and instead the Knights of the Round show up and they don't have it. So it's extremely frustrating that he has to discuss this with Psycho, secondhand. They're like, "Oh, you kissed Shirley. Oh, thanks. Bad move. That's it. Okay." Now apparently he has like 105, 108 dates. Let's see. Um, yeah, apparently Psycho got him 108 dates, and 14 people have been waiting for like 6 months. Again, Lelouch apparently, as we know, he's loved by women, so they all want to get a piece of him. And they show you later on who these women are, and I'm like, whoa, are those teachers? Is that legal? I guess there's no rules in Britannia about teachers dating students. I know even here, I'm not going to politics behind it because I know it's a whole other subject. But apparently, there's like a whole debate about women teachers going out with students and how is that wrong or right, even though it's clearly wrong. But there's a whole like double standards behind that. I'm not going to go into this. It's not a political channel, thank God. But I just find it funny. There were some teachers that wanted to go out with Lelouch, so he has to break up all these women and also obviously lead a rebellion. It's fun stuff, I guess. Again, this is a filler episode. Then we see Shirley's in a bathroom, in the bathtub with a shower. They have a public shower for all the women in this high school for some reason. I'm not sure why that's the case. But anyways, she's talking to Millie about stuff, and Millie is how do I put this? She's graduating, so she's thinking about that, moving on in life, because obviously she's been like kind of Ashford's been her whole identity for the longest time. That's what Nina was trying to tell her in a very rude manner in the Chinese Federation. So she's thinking about all this stuff. The problem I have with this sequence is that I'd be more sympathetic to Millie if like they just cut out this part here. We're talking about fan service, right? And I don't mind, again, fan service can be done well. I actually want to discuss in the video like how you can use it well in a story and how you don't use it in a story for whatever reason. Basically, it's like tone, intent, things like that. Like you want Millie, like Millie is obviously very upset right now because she's thinking about moving on in life and graduating. It's a big deal for her. But when you have like this in your face, it's hard to take the scene that seriously because you see her face here. She's obviously a little upset and reflecting on her life. So why have like it's would have been so hard to just have the camera a little higher. If this was a comedy scene, I'd be like, okay, sure, makes sense. Why not have her exposed? But this is supposed to be an emotional moment for Millie's character, and they blow it off for some fan service scene. That's how you know, like, that's a good example when you see fan service gone wrong. When you see stuff like this, I mean, I know the shower could have been a good scene for it, but the way they did it was just not the greatest in my mind. Then Shirley finds out everyone wants to go out with Lewis. A bunch of dates lined up. She's like, "What?" She gets really upset. By the way, there's actually nudity right here. I didn't even notice. Like, there's actual like, yeah, whatever. No one cares, right? So she's upset now because Lucia's dating a bunch of girls. Even though, like I've stated before, Shirley gets upset when other girls are interested in Lelouch, in Lelouch, but the problem is they're not a couple, so it's none of her damn business what he does. I'm not saying he should be doing that in general because being like that is probably not the best way to live, but that's a judgment call on my part. Shirley's upset that he's with other girls, but they're not a couple. It's creepy. It's like she's almost stalkerish. Like, you can't have my man, but he's not with you. You're not a couple. If they were dating, that'd be one thing, but they're not dating. It's very weird stuff, to say the least. Anywho, the episode starts. This is the last time we're going to see his intro in the story. 13, I believe, starts the next one. This is actually a really good part. It shows Lelouch going through his whole schedule. He has signed some kind of treaty in the Chinese Federation. He goes on a date with some girl who force feeds him heart food, I guess. It shows the Shinkiro going underwater, which we saw from our previous episode. That was a nice little callback. There's the treaty he had to sign. He had to change into a zero outfit. He's basically on a tight shift that Saiko had arranged for him. So I like this part. It's this little like 2 seconds thing of him going through his schedule. So that was kind of cool. He was going to talk to Shirley, and he said, I'll make it up someday. And she got really pissed off at him. Again, I'm not sure why. I know he was supposed to go on a date with her. But again, he's not exclusive to her at this point in the story. So he can't. It's a little strange. Here's an important scene. Someone asked me a question, actually, many times they've asked me, how come no one recognizes Lelouch from the past, right? Because obviously he hasn't changed a whole lot. Well, this scene I think was designed to kind of deal with that. Basically, you see Anya showing this photo of Lelouch and saying, "Hey, is that you?" And he goes, "Nope, it's not me." She's thinking, same first name, same eye color, same hair color. Only royal family members have the purple eyes, as far as I know, or I believe it's royal family members. Then again, Roll has them. He's not a royal family member, so maybe that's not how. It's not like Hohenheim with the golden eyes. But in any event, like it's just same hair, same eyes, same first name, but they're not the same person. I guess the story is using this as a way to say, hey, look, see, if people suspect something, just like Anya, they can be fooled. I don't know. I assume that's why they have that scene in the story. And it also shows that Anya is suspects Lelouch of doing something, of being that Lelouch. Eventually, he runs into Shirley. I believe what was going on there. Yeah, right here. There's also that thing he has like 108 dates he had to break up with all these girls. He's like, I'm going to break up with all these women. That's my plan now. Lelouch v. breakup instead of, no, Lelouch v. Britannia of the breakup. That should have been this episode's name. And Rawls understanding upset about all this stuff. And then, yeah, so Shirley, Lelouch thought if he gave her clothes, it would help, but she was obviously pissed off with him. And he goes like, man, if C2 was here, I'd be, saved. Which just goes to show that Lelouch has no idea how to deal with women, which I think people have made the observation. I made that observation when discussing him versus Light Yagami, who, Light's kind of a sociopath, but I still think he has a better understanding of how to deal with women than Lelouch does, because Lelouch can't seem to, he couldn't figure out that giving Shirley a present, wouldn't fix anything, which was kind of his folly, I guess. All these women wanted to go out with him, too, which is kind of depressing. Now, I don't know where it is. Did I miss it already? I might be jumping ahead here. One second. I got to check something really quick. Okay, I did not. Excellent. All right. I wasn't sure if I missed the part where they go through all the girls he's supposed to be going out with. All right, so anyway, so Millie announces Cupid Day, her last event. Oh, thank God. And then the Cupid Day is basically this idea where everyone's going to have a hat for the boy and the girl, and if you grab the person's hat, you're officially a couple. There are plenty of plot holes in this whole event, but it is a school event, so I'm not taking it too seriously. And I guess the whole idea, her whole plan behind it was so that Shirley and Lelouch would become a couple at the end of the story. But every girl wants to be with Lelouch, apparently, so it doesn't really mean too much. Well, not that it means too much, but more like it's going to be kind of difficult. If she wants to get the two of them to be together, this might not have been the best approach. Anywho, so the event is announced. Arthur's in Anya's hands. It's kind of a cute picture, actually. They kind of, go well with each other. We get a really good part where you see Genevieve, Odysseus, and Catherine. They're all discussing about their plans for the how to handle the EU. Now, what's kind of weird is why is Catherine in this room? I mean, she's really young. She's Nunnally's age. I don't think that they should discuss politics with her, because while she's in the royal family, she has no idea what she's talking about. Schneisel's face emulates mine. Like, what is this girl doing here? Get the hell out of this room. Like, Bismarck makes sense. He's Knight of One. Genevieve is the next heir in line. I believe she's the highest or the closest to becoming the next emperor. I believe, if you look at the rankings, their line to the throne. Odysseus, okay, so I will say, I'm not like the biggest fan of him, but he was pretty nice in this situation. He has he holds no ill will towards what the Chinese Federation did, and he doesn't want to start battling just for sake of fighting. He also tells Catherine to stop being annoying to Nunnally. You're all the same age. You should get along. Again, he's actually a pretty nice guy. Of all the people in the royal family, he's one of the nicer characters in the story. I think even being with Tianzi, I don't think that was really his choice. I think Schneider set it up. But either way, his attitude here, I think, was the best one. Genevieve seems like a spiteful human being, and Catherine is very spoiled. I mean, she literally says, who cares about Nunnally? Which I think is important, too, because they mentioned, the royal family hated Marianne because she wasn't a royal member. So maybe there's some contempt for her kids, too. Yeah, Catherine's really annoying. And they're all they're talking about how Schneider has plans to fight against the EU by positioning troops in the right locations. essentially that they're gonna have a fight, or he wants to like not have a war, but have troops ready in case there is one. I believe that was the strategy going forward. Then Bismarck and Charles talk about war, and it's kind of funny because he said the war never really works, and Charles is like, yeah, war is only something stupid people do or something. I'm thinking, yeah, but you're doing war. Hmm. Charles, you might want to rethink what you just said there, buddy. And then we see, I think the order here is wrong. I thought Guilford was saying, like, where's Cornelia? Oh, that's right. I missed one point here. So when they were talking about position of forces, they mentioned how if Cornelia was here, she would be the one to lead the troops. Because again, Cornelia is one of the most respected leaders in the whole Britannian royal family and also in general. But so Schneizel took over instead because she wasn't available. But she was their first choice. Anywho, back to here. So Guilford is obviously looking at photos of Cornelia because he loves her a lot. And I wish he would just, propose or at least ask her out. I don't know, something like that. And there's Claudia with him. And he goes, "Where are you now, princess?" So she is in the Geass order. And by the way, in case you guys didn't know, but Orpheus from Old Oz Reflection told Cornelia where the location was for the Geass order. Fun little fact right there. That's in the Oz Reflection manga. I found it on the Wikipedia page, but I wish they translated the whole story because there's a bunch of stuff like that where they connect um, the two stories together and also fill in the blanks. But yeah, fun fact: Cornelia found the location thanks to Orpheus. So there you go. And she kills all these Geass order members. Pretty badass too. Cornelia is pretty cool. They tell with the graduation, by the way, and how he can't go to it. And Guilford's like, well, you should go anyways. No, I got work to do. Well, at least call her. You should relax a little bit. Suzaku was really high tense. He's got always like on the go and stuff like that. Um, I think Lloyd discussed his fiance here. I forgot what he said, but the idea like Suzaku should go to the graduation. Then Colin's like, "Are you guys gonna torture me, murder me, whatever? Just get over with it." And Nellie's like, "We're not gonna do any of those things to you." And she's like, "Oh, thank God." Then Lucius is playing chess while discussing what girl he's gonna break up with. Okay, so here's what I wanted to show you guys. If I go to the episode itself, give me like 2 seconds here. I thought I had an image of it, but I do not. It shows you all the girls he's going out with, and it's like, whoa. Or who want to go out with him. I don't know if this is legal or not. I was like, wait, is that a teacher? Okay, now I can't. I got screwed last time, so let me just do this the correct way. I can't just play the footage, which is really annoying. One second. Okay. Let's see. Okay, here's the first set of girls they show. I think that's one of these is Mia. There's like a blonde hair girl with long hair. Um, yeah, one of these is Mia, but I forgot who. I don't know who the hell this is. It must be a teacher. I was like, who the hell is this girl with like her outfit is so bizarre. And then going forward, there's another girl. So let me get to that. Ah, that's Mia. This is Mia right here. Anyways, let's see. There's this other girl or woman, I should say. Yeah, her. Okay, is this legal? That's a teacher, right? I was like, wait a minute, Lucia's dating a teacher? I guess Britannia has no rules against that. Pretty weird though, right? He's dating a teacher. I mean, a teacher want to go out with him. I get it. He's attractive looking, but as they say, damn. Okay. Any other people note that I thought was interesting? And there's this girl. I don't know who she is. There's this girl. I think. Okay, cool. I think we're basically caught up to the image. Let me make sure I didn't miss anyone else. Mm-hmm. Let me make sure I didn't miss anyone else. They mentioned like Shirley, how Luke should go with her, but then Luke says like, "Yeah, I don't want to be with Shirley because I don't want to get her involved in any of this stuff," which is ironic because isn't that what got her in trouble in the first place? But yeah, so there's Mia, Mia, the other girl. They say, "Oh, Shirley should have the hat or something," and she goes, "Well, Saigo should do it." No, Sayako has to become double Lelouch for the whole mission, so she can't do it. Yeah, that's my face too with this episode. Yeah, all these girls that absolutely love him or want to go out with him. We don't know if it's love or not. I shouldn't like go that far with it. But basically, Lelouch doesn't want Shirley involved with this stuff. And Valletta even points out, she shot me, right? And I'm like, oh, okay. At least they acknowledged it. Again, in a very silly way. There are a lot of serious things that show this episode brings up, but it could have been done. It could have been handled much better. That's the frustrating part. It's like these are serious problems, and the show's like, well, we'll do a fun filler episode style thing. I'm like, I don't know. There's the garden they worked on, and then Millie tells Suzaku to, relax. That's my last power to you. He doesn't go to the wedding or the graduation. Well, he kind of does. It's kind of funny. Then, of course, the event starts, and Raul uses Geass power to stop time or their perception of time, so he can help Lelouch escape. Now, what's so funny about this, and again, you're not supposed to really think about this, but so every time Raul uses Geass power, he loses a little bit. His heart like stops beating for a couple seconds. So theoretically, Raul could have died, so Lelouch wouldn't get attacked by a bunch of girls. Imagine how you go out in life. Like I died, I expired using my gas power for like the stupidest reason. Again, that's another problem with this episode. It kind of makes light of the fact that like every time Raul uses power, it can kill him theoretically, and he used it several times in his one episode alone, which was kind of weird. I don't know. Not. I mean, it's a joke episode. I get it, but like, I'm thinking maybe too hard about it. Shirley wants to get his hat for obvious reasons. Millie wants to get. Rival wants to get Millie's hat. All the girls are chasing after Gino, which is great. Now, I don't know what to make of this scene. I assume that they're not looking after her, but they're literally blushing red, and Anya's like 14 years old. So I hope to God it's not what I think it is. But I'm probably overthinking it. But this is kind of weird. It's a very weird drawn scene. There's like a billion guys and just her. I don't know. I'm getting like Ray vibes from like Evangelion with this whole design for the scene. Anyways, I think Millie's upset at her last event, I believe. Oh, that's right. She tells everyone to get Lucia's hat, and if you do, you'll get like extra budget or something going forward. And so Ro's like, "What? You mean you want him?" And then when the event starts, Ro uses power, so nobody can get him. Right there. Okay, so I skipped ahead a little bit, but the idea still applies. He uses gas power for something like this. See, he's even like sweating too. It's just whatever. Meanwhile, something serious is happening. Cornelia breaks in and nearly kills Bismarck, not Bismarck, Bartlett, and asks him, what are you doing here? And he goes, well, oh, Cornelia, I didn't know you were, Yeah. Cornelia makes her appearance. And by the way, I was thinking about this when it comes to Cornelia. Now, here's the thing. I don't know why it never occurred to me before, but she knows Lucia's identity as Zero, right? So I was thinking, how come it never played a big role in the story? Like, you think that might have been a big revelation that might have came up or something. But it never happened in the story. I guess they had Cornelia off screen, when she gave her whole claim to the throne to help Euphemia. But at the same time, I was like, wait a minute, but she knows Lucius Zero. You think that might have been more important since he left her alive, but I guess it wasn't. Oh, by the way, this is the Suzaku outfit. I don't know if you saw that, like the Lancelot. It made an appearance in this episode. I guess like a little Easter egg if you weren't aware. So it made an appearance in that other school festival, and it's here in this one. Also, no one's found him yet. That's kind of sad. I guess no one wants to marry the robot. But you see these two find each other. There's also later on there's a couple here too. I'm not sure if I guess I missed it. They find each other as well. So it's kind of nice. The girl that's hitting against Gino, I'm not sure if I skipped that scene yet. And he's like, oh, I guess Gino was just there to have fun. Even though in the movies he was there to watch Lelouch, which I thought was a better take for that. Okay, this is kind of creepy. Mia takes Lelouch's hat off. And that's not the creepy part. But when she talks to him, her voice actress is Nunnally's. Okay, it's the same person. So I'm thinking, oh, wait a minute. Nunnally is saying to Lelouch, honey bunch, and I like you. It's like, ooh, you could have picked anyone to voice her, and you picked Nunnally's voice actress. So now I'm thinking Nunnally and Lelouch as a couple for like 2 seconds because the voices are the same, at least in the dub. And I'm like, oh, why'd you guys do that? That was That was kind of annoying. Plus, the voice doesn't even fit her either. Like, she doesn't look like she would sound like that. It's kind of bizarre. Anywho, he used Geass on her to get the hat back. That was his Geass use. It was so stupid. And then the whole football team tries to attack Lelouch after he swapped with Sayako. So she obviously can dodge that. She does really insane athletic leaps, and no one questions it because again, it's a filler episode, but still, it's oh my god, it's so silly. Rolls him like if Sayako keeps that 100 like Geass power, yeah, I should hope not. It might kill you, dude. And they're all watching too because it's just oh god. Actually, you know what? This is from okay. This image is wrong. This is from earlier in the episode when Psycho said she kissed Lelouch, Shirley rather. Yeah, this is from earlier in the episode. But anyways, back to this. So we see the seduction club. It's one of the reasons why I'm happy Millie's out of the school. She actually allowed this thing to be a thing. I mean, really? Okay. This is literally a club the school allowed for some reason. Okay. Well, it doesn't work anyways because Lelouch dodges them. Shirley's the one who had like a brain in her head. I was like, he might be in the library because he seems to be there a lot until she finds him. Everyone else is like looking all over the place. Anya is trying to find Lelouch in her Mordred, and I'll say one thing about this particular scene. I understand what they were trying to do with it, but it was wasted in a filler episode. I'll get that in a second. What the purpose was Anya using the Mordred. There actually was a real reason for it, but it was kind of stupid. But before that, though, they think there's some kind of military problem because, there's Mordred, Lee was deployed. So the night police show up, which is kind of cool. And then they're getting involved with that situation. And these two follow each other. And they're telling, like, her not to do this. Like, is this wrong? Yes, it's very wrong. And because of her influence, it gets Lelouch and Shirley to fall in the same location down the stairs. The reason why they're showing Anya do this, and again, I could be, like, completely wrong here, but if you guys know anything about Anya's character, she's very much like Rey, and I'll get into that when I do my Geass versus Evangelion video, but basically her character is very similar. For example, they both hold the soul of the mother of one of the characters in the story. Anya has Marion's soul, and Rey has what's her name? Yui's soul. Shinji's mother. That's one example. Another one is that they both are kind of soulless dolls who just follow orders and don't really understand what it means to like be a human, I guess. Because Anya doesn't understand that like using a nightmare frame in a situation like this is like you shouldn't do that sort of thing. She's totally not aware of that. So I think that's what they were trying to show, like how she has a disconnect between humans, like her as role as a soldier and like humanity as a whole. Again, if they were trying to go for that I guess that perspective, or they're trying to show that idea there, I don't think a filler episode was the best way to go about it. But I assume that's what they were going with, since Geass, took a lot of influence from Evangelion. It could also be honest, just doesn't understand stuff. I don't know. That's all I was seeing the whole time watching it. Anywho, we get to a scene that I messed up, where I said this was actually Sayako. This is actually Lelouch. I screwed that up on one of my videos. And the two of them have like this nice moment where Shirley says, why'd you kiss me? And he goes, well, I liked you. And she goes, no, you're lying and stuff, but I like you to full love me for real. You want to do more than just kissing or something? And he goes like, what? He was not love. And so Lelouch actually has like a really, his whole behavior here was interesting. I don't know if half what he was saying was true or not true, but he was very kind and calm to Shirley. And I guess he was expressing his true feeling, how he felt about her, at least from a, I guess, going out perspective. I don't know if it was love or not. And of course, she was going to like kiss him, but she shakes his hand instead, which was kind of funny. But he said a lot of nice things to her about like, you're wrong about stuff. I do like you, but she's like, I want you to love me for real. She welcomed him back, which was nice too. And again, she takes his hat. It was a nice moment actually, which is depressing because again, we know what happens in the next episode. So the night police come in and Gio's like, guys, it's a high school. Things happen. Also, this guy is from the episode where Mao was shot in stage 15, if you're keeping score. Same guy. And then, of course, they become the official couple. Saiko appears here for 2 seconds and runs away. That was kind of a nice part there. Millie was a little disappointed because I guess she wanted... Some people say that she was sad here because she wanted to get the hat for herself because she wanted to be with Lelouch. Again, I'm not sure that's true or not, but that's what some people say in regards to that scene. Obviously, Suzaku's like, yeah, there was no emergency. It was the Ashford Academy. It was kind of funny. Again, the episode's silly. On some level, I like it, and on some level, I just can't stand it. So it kind of, again, I go back and forth with it. And then she talks about like the plan to swap. I guess the plan worked out. She's like, "What plan? Shirley's plan." And that's what I meant. Oh, okay. Because she forgot. She didn't know what the plan was. It was kind of funny. And then Rawls upset because obviously Shirley being a Lelouch pisses him off, which is actually important because I think there was a little subtle hinting that he might kill her if she gets too close. There's actually a picture drama we're going to go over which kind of explains the same thing. But anyhow, the event's over, and then we see Millie like here. She's now a weather woman, and these two are now officially a couple. And I believe, oh, and then Suzaku says, happy graduation, I'm happy for you, and he shows up to it as well, which is nice. So he said he wasn't going to go, but he went, so that was good. Yeah, Millie's now a weather girl. Apparently, she had an agent while she was in high school still, which is kind of great. And yeah, Lloyd's like, it's cool, that's what my fiance would do, and they broke up apparently, so they're not going to get married anymore. But it was nice. Again, there's some nice parts about this episode, but there's also parts that pissed me off. Now, this is something interesting. I was thinking about this the other day when I was watching the episode. It shows Millie like on the screen. She seems very happy, and Nia looks like she's really pissed off watching it from her monitor. And I kept thinking, like, is this how social media is? Right? You see your friends and like having the best life ever, and you're sitting by your computer in mold like darkness, going like, "Oh God, this sucks. I hate this, piece of crap." Or maybe not hate, but you're unhappy with what you're looking at. Because Nina looks really angry in this scene. I know they're apparently they're still talking, with each other, but I think deep down this might have pissed her off. I don't know, because she was saying like, see, Nina, I'm growing up, and she's like, really, this person? And I was just like, it was like going through my mind. I was watching the episode. Then Shirley's talking to, I believe was it Galush or Rivel about the garden, and then Jeremiah uses his Geass canceller. Now apparently what they were doing here was he was clearing out all the people who had Lelouch's Geass on them. Apparently, Lelouch used Geass on different policemen around the area to, I guess, patrol the area. So they're clearing all the Geass usage. It's unfortunate. Shirley had me in the wrong place at the wrong time. She goes through the whole memory, the whole situation. She gets her memories back, and she knows Lelouch is the one who killed her father, and he's Zero. And the episode ends like that. And yeah, that's the. Oh, she's 15. My bad. She's 15 years old, not 14. Jesus, man. Okay. I'll go through the comments real quick. We have to go through like 3 picture dramas. You heard me. 3 picture dramas. First water. Oh, actually, one more thing before I let me go through my notes real quick to make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, I mentioned how Shirley thinks they were dating, but they just kissed or anything. There's no like actual anything. So I think that was a mistake on the writing part or her part. I'm not sure. Did I miss anything else? Oh, I said like he should have changed his first name too because 2 people with the same name and face would be kind of a little difficult to like that's too much of a coincidence. Like his name is Lelouch and he has the same face as the other Lelouch, so he should have probably changed his first name too, or to like try not to be too obvious. But I guess it never came up. Anyways, let's see. Charles wanted to conquer the Chinese Federation. I mentioned that. Same with the brown hair girl. I'm not sure who that is. The brand of blue eyes hates Nunnally. Yeah, she's kind of a dick. Let's see. I don't think I missed anything. Oh, I forgot to mention when you see Barley talking to So one there was a good subplot that I don't think they did a good job developing. So when Cornelia comes to Bartley, before she does, he mentions how like they're the biggest criminals in the world because he figured out what they were up to, the whole Rhinorock connection. I think that's what he figured out, and I kind of wish they had, I don't know, maybe had this a bigger part in the story about this whole conspiracy because he believed in stage 19 that they were purposely conquering certain areas for the artifacts, but it was like a subplot. That should have been like a main aspect of the story that was, it should have been in the forefront because the Ragnar connection is a big deal in the story, or it was supposed to be, but there's no real setup for it, or not a mainstream setup in the story. So the fact that Barley brings up this whole conspiracy about the Ragnarok connection, but they don't do much with it was kind of annoying. But I like the fact that they brought it up, but they could have done more. That was my a little note about that. Oh, and one more thing. So let me just look. I want to read something to you. It'll take a couple seconds. Something's wrong. Where's my browser? Oh, here's okay. So I want to read you this one aspect, or not aspect. This the end episode credits. What Luke says. He says the following. Give me 2 seconds. Okay. Wait, where is it? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. It's not here. Okay. Well, let me do this then. I will pull it up in the sub and I'll read you what he said. 'Cause I thought it was interesting. Again, I never really watched the end credits scenes. 'Cause I just really don't care. But here, 1 second. Oh wait, this is not subbed. 1 second. I wanted to read what he said. I thought it was interesting. Okay, let me get to it here. Okay, here's what Luge says. He says, first of all, I must give Japan its independence. At the same time, I have to plan a course for my date with Shirley. There are 18 patterns of hypothetical ways this can play out. I even set up a chance for C2 and Kaya to send me an emergency message. I may even get a chance to work or our rescue preparations for Colin. But I have no idea what Shirley will I have no idea what Shirley will like. What can I do? Is there anyone I can ask about this? I have a feeling I'm going to make the wrong choice again. So basically, Lelouch implies that I guess they are dating. I never realized that. What's kind of frustrating is that these are important things that should have been the forefront of the story, and they kind of throw in this little back section. Even how he wants to go coming up plan to save Colin. The guy argued, by the way, in my video that he didn't really think much of her after the whole part where she's captured, which I guess wasn't entirely true. But if that's a big deal to him or the writers rather, why would you put something like that at the end of your episode, like the little end, like the credits? I think they should have had that in this episode itself. It was kind of odd to me. But hey, if you want to know, yeah, they were dating. So I just thought that was interesting. I believe that's everything I had. So I'll go to the comments real quick, and then I'll go through the comments, and then I'll go through pick dramas. Hey, look, it's a business, okay? The man has got to move on, I guess. She does grow up, but again, why show her that one scene? I don't know. Yeah, yeah, it was a very beautiful film. That makes sense. Dude, I have no idea. They didn't even develop well enough, so for sure. No, I get that, but it's like They didn't handle it well. That's the problem. Yeah, it's very good. We're almost there actually. Red Goku. Oh my god, I love Red Goku. At least not at this moment. That's true. Yeah, it was like well, the teacher actually wanted to date him. It was kind of weird. I wish they had a flashback or an OVA or something where it's just the royal family doing stuff because there's definitely things that we don't know. I don't know. I don't think Rengoku would like him too much. But then again, Rengoku is kind of he's got an interesting personality. So I don't know if he would it'd be interesting interaction. Rengoku's kind of like very excited. Eyes are always open when he talks. So I don't know how that would work. That's basically what happened. Yeah, it was pretty bad. I guess, but Rivel's annoying. I don't think Odysseus is annoying. He's just kind of there. But that's a fair point. Yeah, Bismarck was very close to Charles. That's very true. Maybe one of the only people. Yeah, she didn't. That's very true. Catherine's kind of she's not a nice person. Yeah, exactly. Pretty funny. Will you review it one day? I'll say as much. If Jedi Code ever gets the manga on their game. Speaking of that, how are we doing? I think I finished my soak. Yeah. If Jedi Code ever, and I mean ever, gets the game or gets the story mode implemented, I'll go through it through the app and I'll review it that way. The problem with the manga is I can't even find the whole thing in general digitally, let alone like translated. So I'd love to go through it because I think there's a lot of good aspects to Oz of Reflection, but for some odd reason, they don't. You can't find the whole thing online, and you can't find it translated. I found like printouts and things here and there, not printouts, screen captures or not screen captures. What's it called? Images of the different pages, which is not really what I want. But whatever. I hate Cornelia's outfit in R2. If anything, I would have had her wearing a tactical bodysuit. Yeah, exactly. Like her outfit's shameful. Like it's I don't want to go on this rant again because I already did. But like Collins, not Collins, Jesus, I'm looking at the wrong image. Cornelia's suit is just so oh hold on, her outfit. I'm going like forwards and backwards. Yeah, this outfit is so disrespectful. Like it's like what that can't possibly give you um that can't possibly be comfortable. Like at least with the outfits that they wear for the nightmare frames, like those suits, they at least give you support. There is no support in this outfit. It's just silly. Unfortunately, it's not. No. Can someone like pay money for it? I don't know. Not even. Unfortunately, you'd be surprised, but no. Yeah, but you right exactly, but no. Uh, are they though? I wasn't aware of that, but maybe it's not the age gap. It's just it's like teacher and student. That's the problem. The age gap actually is a problem too, but it's really it's a teacher and student. It's kind of strange. Probably illegal too. Now I think about it. Yeah, I don't know. I guess not, but that's why you can't take the episode too seriously. So that's probably why. Yeah, that was a fan theory. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, again, I don't like Barley, but I did like this one scene with him. It is a great mystery, yeah, for sure. Well, Cornelia's not doing anything anymore. She's not working for Charles. In fact, one of the problems I have about Cornelia in this story is that her role is almost pointless, which is really depressing, but it really feels like it. She helps destroy V2, and that's about it. Like she could have been. I always imagined this like thought in my head where Cornelia joins Lelouch. I know that seems really strange, but he joins Lelouch to stop Schneisel and Charles when she realized what they were up to. Especially when Lelouch explains how Charles is the one who got Geass star in the first place in the whole order. Like that could have been kind of cool. Like she joins forces with Lelouch. I always imagine in my head like that could have been a cool. Excuse me, that could have been a really cool just a cool idea for the story because she doesn't really do much, which is really sad. Yeah, exactly. If she was off the radar, she might not have heard of Zero's return. Well, again, that's the point. They had her off the show, so this would never been a conflict. But I'm saying like it could have been though. That's my point. The show justified why it never was an issue because she went off the radar and she probably didn't know about it. But even still, they could have done something with this whole element of the story. They kind of just moved on or ignored it. Yeah, it was pretty bad. I don't know why. Of Wednesday Adams, interesting. Well, yeah, they simply say, like, "Oh, Lucia's what's it called? He doesn't move like that," and that's the end of it. Again, episode 12 was basically a filler episode. Yeah, it was funny, sure. Uh, I don't know. I don't really have a favorite in any of these categories. I think they're all kind of like Sundara. I don't know. I kind of like Rin. I don't really know too many Sundaras to be honest. Like if I not top of my head, I mean, I don't count Asuka, but we can go Asuka, Chittery, Rin. Um, I don't think Colin's a Sundara. I know some people say she is, but I don't think she is. I'm blanking on her Sundaras. I don't know. I don't really like these three in general. They kind of like the extremes are a little annoying to me. I can't count top of my head, unfortunately, but I do like Rin Tosaka for a Sundara. Oh, isn't it is I always forget what a Kudera is. Is that what what's her name? Kanade? Is she a what is that? I think she is one, right? Yeah, Kanade. Yeah, I like Kanade as a Kudera. That's right. Loveless, stoic. Yeah, I like Kanade. Well, we'll go with her. Okay. Colin Misa Amon is a yonder? Yeah, that makes sense. That's right. Lloyd's a sociopath. I mean, that's funny. Yeah, we got a lot of her in art too. I wouldn't say we didn't get enough. We got a good enough. Some say too many. Orpheus also told Cornelia after Lelouch took over the world, they teamed up to fight both Lelouch and Maribel. So Orpheus and Orderin fought Lelouch and Maribel. Yeah, they did. In fact, the whole ending of that thing is depressing because Orpheus is the one he sacrificed his life to save Alderaan, which was really depressing. Whatever. And I believe Maribel and Orpheus both died on the Damocles, if I'm not mistaken. You killed my father. Prepare to die. Good reference to Princess Bride. I think he did have it though. The problem was I think Shirley had her. She's the one who had the problems. No, I think Lucy already got over it. I'm not sure what you're referring to here. Um. Oh you mean in the you're talking about like the first episode. Yeah, they kind of messed that up. I personally wouldn't have had to begin with, but I see what you're saying. They could have like done more of it for sure. Yeah, why not? That'd be kind of cool. I'm not a big fan of Bartley, but I will give him credit. That was pretty smart what he figured out. I watched the dub and I heard it was better than anyone else who watched the dub. It's V2's dub voice, or I bet that person dub. It's a kid. He's a kid in both versions. Like that was such a good fight. My God, Rengoku, man. Um, okay, my neighbor just banged upstairs. Like not, bedroom fun, but like lit smacked my did some really jumping maneuver, which is awesome. Okay. Anyways, we have a lot of picture dramas to go through. It's kind of crazy. There's like three in this episode, so let's go through those real quick. Okay, here we go. This first one you may not have seen it because it is a exclusive to the Blu-ray release of Lucha Rebellion R2. That's the reason why I watched it. This is basically takes place right after the graduation, and they have a party for Millie. This actually is pretty good. I actually didn't hate this one. Of all the picture dramas, it was actually pretty good. Basically, they show a video of Millie's life, and she thanks everyone for the fun time. We see Shirley and Lelouch together, and again, they're dating at this point, which I do like. They pretty much hinted that they are dating each other. But Lelouch also expresses how he's going to actually miss her, and she jumps right in his face, which is kind of funny. There's an ongoing gag in this whole video drama where Lelouch will like mention something, and then the character who is relevant to the discussion will jump in. It's kind of funny. Ribble shows a video of Millie's life. It's kind of funny, like her whole like backstory. Where even in elementary school, Millie was loved telling people what to do. So she always was a leader in her entire life, which is kind of funny. Apparently, this hat he has to wear it no matter what. They even have like a tracker on it, which is kind of funny. I'm not sure why they put that in there. Yeah, the location tracker, so you can't remove it. Then Luch goes like, I can go back and get it removed. It's really funny. Again, like I'm going with it. I think it's really stupid, but I am going with the whole the joke here. There's Millie as a kid telling people what to do, the same guts spell as she did when she was younger. It was called the Children Council back then. Of course it was. This is important because when you see the two of them talking, Millie's like, "Wait, we're missing someone," and Lucia's saying, "Hmm." So they're aware of Nully. They realize that Nully was not there. Then Roll's like, "You mean me, right? That's who you meant." They're like, "No, we meant Nully." But Roll's kind of really possessive over Luch. It's actually kind of creepy in a weird way. This episode does play on the whole like factor that Roll is actually kind of he's a little creepy because he's very connected to Luch, and it's a little disturbing. It's like, yeah, right, Shirley? Yeah. Now see this? This is what I was discussing earlier in the stream. They're all looking at her like, I'll have to get her on my side. For now, I'll have her slave under Valletta, and I'll pull her out brother someday. Like Rolo is kind of joking, but not joking. He actually wants to get rid of Shirley. It's really creepy. They're like, this is obviously a slice of life kind of funny moment here, but Rolo's not joking. And it looks like, what were you thinking, Rolo? Oh, nothing. He goes like, your eyes look kind of creepy. This. You're gonna marry Lois, and then Rivel appears. It's really funny. See, he's right there. It's kind of funny. And then he's like, "No, we're not. We're getting more time in." And Rivel gets really excited. They where was it? Yeah, they on the rush into things. So he's like, "Yay, not married." They asked Luke what he thought about it. He didn't state an opinion. And then they asked him to give a speech at the end of the video. Oh, and also she's apparently Millie's talking to Nina as well about life, which is good, even though the two of them have some issues. And then once the video ends, so hold on. She tells Raul to like maybe give Luke some space. And once the video ends, yep, we have the maid group give everyone food, and apparently C2 is part of the maid. And so when I made my C2 and Lelouch moments video, I forgot about this, which is kind of there's so many like scenes of C2 with Lelouch that I forgot about in the anime. This is one of them that I forgot to include. So then they imagine Zero thanking people, and then Rawls like, yeah, let's not do that. He's like, what are you talking about? No, just the hat. Promise. It's very funny. I actually did enjoy the humor here. They talk about like the EU data or something, and they want to get rid of the hat. And that's kind of what happens here. Lelouch gives a speech. It was kind of funny. He because he's a new apparently he's the eternal vice president, and his speech is like really awful. It's pretty funny because he starts talking, and he's like, always obey my commands. I'm thinking, Lelouch actually acts this way as the leader of the Black Knights. So I thought it was kind of funny. They give a speech like, wait, what is this? Eternal vice president? Then we have a fireworks scene. Rivel gives his speech about like life and moving forward. It's actually pretty nice about what's been going on the whole year. It was pretty good. They even mentioned, oh yeah, Rivel made a really nice speech about life and stuff. And then eventually, when Lucius is by himself, he talks to C2 about certain things, and then they get Lucius back in to make a speech. And here we go, Lulu, your girlfriend's calling you. So again, it's established that they're a couple at this point. That's the entire drama. It's pretty good. I have no real complaints about it. Yeah, that's the DVD. Unfortunately, you can't watch unless you have the Blu-ray edition, or if you go online and get the old-fashioned way. But yeah, that's a fair drama. Nothing too crazy, but you know what? I'll take what I can get. I thought it was pretty good. Not a bad exclusive either for buying the Blu-ray collection. All right, next we get to 12.31. This is the casino episode. Basically, everyone goes to Clovis's casino because Clovis, he makes, what is it? Fun resorts, swimsuits, and casinos. So it's pretty funny. I don't know, it's funny. Just it is what it is. They wanted to go here to, because they're kind of tense with Chinese Federation, so they're here just to relax a little bit. And they mentioned the whole Pachi slot, and apparently was developed in Area 11, and Cecile loves to gamble. So as you guys know, she plays pool. She loves to gamble because working under Lloyd makes her very stressed out. I mean, Lloyd's kind of crazy, so I'm surprised she doesn't drink a lot too, given all the stress she's under. So it's kind of funny. They're saying like, oh, you know about gambling and stuff? Well, yeah, I work under Lloyd. What do you think I'm doing all this time? And apparently they also like win lots of money. So I guess Gino and Suzaku are set for life, as if it matters, but it's still kind of funny. And then they mentioned, and then later on we see Anya with Nunnally. I was thinking like, is this Marianne inside of Anya controlling her to do this on some level? Probably not. Again, I'm overthinking it. But still, they're hanging out. It makes sense. They're on the same age, so no issues there. We get to this. Okay, I don't want to go on this topic. I know people have strong opinions either way, but they talk about how souls are drawn to each other. They didn't discuss how like Canon and Schneisel are also souls that were kind of drawn to each other. Like, oh, you look at me as you say that, Canon. I've never seen anyone who lacks self-interest like you do. And then they talk about their past and how when they were in school together, Schneisel hit him with a whip to show like his leadership, and he appreciated it or something. I don't know. You just go with it. I think he does appreciate him. He even says here, like, the kind of person you are, I want to see your future. Like, these two clearly have some kind of connection. Either it's platonic or not, but I'm not sure what they were trying to show in this particular scene. Obviously they went to school together. Also, Lloyd's in the background too. He's right here. So it kind of makes sense. Like, they're talking about their past, and they kind of go back to those days. So it's a nice callback either way. The show gives this picture drama gives you good like backstory of the characters, and it gives you a little insight into, I guess, what they're thinking about in life and what they do to relax. Because right now, again, like they're dealing with the Chinese Federation. Eventually, is like, you want to play slots against me because I keep beating these guys, even though slots doesn't work that way. It's all RNG pools. You can't beat someone at it. But apparently, Gino has like the best luck. Apparently, and so they were telling him like, could you beat Gino? Give him a thorough ass kicking. And I was like, okay, I'll beat Gino in slots. I'm like, and we don't show it. I'm like, really? You don't show the whole slot game? That kind of pissed me off. I wanted to see Gino and Schneisel compete in slots, but they don't show us that. But again, I'm not sure how you even do that in the first place, but that's, be as it may. Again, not the best picture drama, but I have no complaints about it. And our last picture drama, again, there are three. There are three of these things. Three of these things. This one is the most interesting. This is the picture drama. The one where we learned about me to me. This is the pajama party with Tianzi, Joe, C2, Rakshata, Kaguya, and Chiba, or Nagisa Chiba. And they do love chat because the girls, because of course, all girls do when they're together is talk about guys, right? That's all they do. And it's also kind of a weird age thing because like Rakshata is what almost 30 years old, and she's what 12, and C2 is what 700 years old. So it's very interesting perspectives about the age gaps or differences among everyone talking about love. So first they discuss how no one from the Black Knights are here, and they basically ripped them a new one. So Chiba calls Ogi a nice guy. I guess he's a nice guy, which is true because if you think about it, when he helped Valletta out, why were they really together in the first place? Because Ogi was nice to her. So I guess that's why. There might be something else too, but their relation was kind of forced. So yeah, Ogi is definitely a nice guy. Minami oh god, Minami is a pedo. Before they said Tamaki is crude and Minami is a pedo. So yeah, there you go, people. Minami is a pedo. We discussed it before. We're not going to discuss it again, but yeah, there you go. The pity drama that started that whole thing up. Now here's something about Asahina. So Chiba tells Chow, like you wanna date him or something. She's like, I'm interested in Shinkei, which goes, okay. Notice how no one says anything nasty about Asahina because he's actually a pretty cool guy. There's nothing wrong with him. He just wasn't interesting. But Sita says he's different, and I'm like, what does that mean? And she's like, well, love is different or something. I'm like, huh? I didn't understand what they were talking about there. Then they talk about Chiba when they say, oh, are you interested in Toto? She's like, no, I'm not. I'm like, really? You're not? Like Asahina pointed out, she totally is. Also, her outfit's extremely embarrassing. But either way you look at it, I'm like, yeah, everyone knows that Chiba's in love with Toto. I'm not sure why they were like making fun about it, but I guess it kind of made sense given what they were there for. They were calling Toto a chicken, apparently. He's like 37 years old. He won't approach Chiba or something. I'm not sure that's what's happening or not, but that's supposedly what they were discussing here. They're being very mean to him, which is not nice. I like this. You should value the fact that he's not a chicken. They're like, she's kind of, yeah, that's pretty funny. And then eventually we get this part where Rakshad tells Tianzi about women and men. I assume it was based on her dating experience with Lloyd and other people, how like men can be really awful. I assume it was kind of negative things. So when she said don't tell her anything, but she does anyways. When Shinkei shows up, she tells her what Rakshada said, and it wasn't really bad because he attacks everyone in the facility or and on the bed. And then like Chow's like, please stop. Also, I love you. I'm grabbing your crotch, by the way. She's not actually, but her hand is like in the vicinity. Again, it was pretty funny. This is not my favorite picture drama, probably one of the worst ones, but at least it was entertaining and it discussed a little bit about like relationship issues with the characters. Although when it comes to Chiba, they should have told her to just ask him out already. Like the fact that she's like, I mean, I know age, everyone matures at different ages, but she's 28 years old. He's 37. I mean, come on, guys. How much longer do you want to wait on this? You know each other for what, 7 years at least? So, I don't know. I think C2's relationship could have been more developed as opposed to everyone else discussing who she likes, but I guess they kind of moved. They didn't want to do that. Oh, one other thing I thought was funny. So Shinkei says, I'm going to kill everyone here. And then C2 says, sign me up. It was really fun. She said, what was it? Oh, you want to kill people? Sign me up. And then she's like, stop joking around. And I'm thinking, C2 said, sign me up to die. That was actually good foreshadowing in a funny way. But yeah, again, not the worst thing. At least it was funny. I was entertained by it. So we got that going. Okay, we're now going to move on to turn 13. We'll go through like the 5 comments, which is good. So it's good not to have too much to read. Then why'd she fight against him in the films? Interesting. Yeah, they were dating for like a half an episode. So again, that's at least they had some kind of thing going on. Again, I never really noticed it because again, it was like half an episode, if that much, which just shows you how much they wanted to have it, but they didn't want to have it. Alderaan was like Tundra from Demon Slayer, expected their death. Alderaan swears to take care of Glen Knights for the Maribel and wants to carry the wishes for Orpheus' peaceful world. And that's true. Clovis is a lucky guy for having a casino. I guess so. I like to have my own casino. Yeah, that's kind of weird. It seems like it's a what's it call it? A contradiction, maybe. Contradiction. That's what it reminds me of. Anyways, let's move on to the next episode because we got like more stuff. Whoopsies. Totoro is even worse than noticing when a woman likes him than Lucius. Absolutely, 100% agree. That went kind of funny. Um, how do we know that though? Like here, let me look it up. He's homosexual. Is that what you're saying? He loves people. His love is different from other people's. Interesting. I'm not smart. Okay, that's why I'm like literally. Let's see. Holy Sorns. I definitely went the wrong route for this, but okay. Really, he is. So is he in love with Toto too? Then I'm just joking. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that at all. But let's see. Um, reading the thing here. If that's like an official wiki is not like an official source, but I'm just curious if other people have said the same thing. It says nothing about that here. Um, Here, let me check the episode guide or the picture dramas. Let's see. I ain't saying you're wrong. I just want to look it up. That makes more sense than anything I had going on in my head. So let's take a look. If it's something interesting, I'll show you. Let's see. Yeah, so Marchada called Minimi a lolicon. Chiba commented the detail calling him tricky. Sly. Tsukiyama described as a skirt chaser. Yes, even though Kento never did that in the story. She just said that Asi is interrupted, but Chiba said she doesn't like anyone. Okay, so Chiba said don't spread any bad rumors. So I don't think he is, but I think C2 was trying to spread a rumor that he might have been. But we don't know for sure. That's probably what they meant though, or what C2 meant. Yeah, very true. I don't know. The problem with that, he has to. I don't disagree. He might have felt that way, but like you have to. That's a kind of part in a story where you have to tell us. Like he really has to say it. I know it seems. I know spoon feeding isn't like the best way to do stuff, but that's something you have to literally say to the audience. Yeah, I don't want Nolan to die or something. You know what I mean? Like you can't just. I would need a little more to work with to go with that. Okay. I'm gonna change the battery. I also have to take a quick break because I will be right back. Let me Oh, 1 second. 1 second. I don't know what's going on with my camera. Okay, that was weird. Um, but don't know why my share screen went away. I didn't ask it to. I just said to go away, but I mean, like to not go away, but like to. 1 second. Um, I guess that's okay. All right. Anything I missed? Oh, really? Olderun saved Nunnally? Wait, but how? Like an Ozra reflection? Is that actually in the manga? But when did it happen, though? So she saved Nunnally and brought her to Schneisel? All right. Hey, look, well, first of all, let me say something really clear about this. It doesn't debunk my video because my video only took what we knew from R2 in that episode 18. You're bringing in outside information into the story that was later retconned in Oz of the Reflection. So it's not really debunking what I was talking about because I was only using what we learned from the anime itself. So just if we're being real technical there. That being said, though, I don't mind the retcon if that's what they decide to go with. It doesn't really ruin the story, but I would like to look that up actually. If you know the chapter volume, I'd like to see that. Yeah, probably. That's true. Yeah. How do you like that? Life sucks, I guess. When you're Bartley. Life sucks when you're Bartley. Okay. Um, let's go with Tesla 30. Let's start 13 now. But if you know the actual volume chart, I like to look it up. But again, it doesn't destroy what I was talking about because I'm referring to what the anime gave us. Which honestly, most people are probably thinking the same thing. Now, I would definitely love to discuss that in the future. To discuss what we to now I got new information to relay that. But that's a good point. I'm glad you expressed that. The episode 13 starts with Shirley having a nightmare, and the nightmare basically shows everyone having masks. They're all kind of in her, they're all kind of coming off, implying that everyone's basically lying to her. And when this happens, of course, what's the best part? She sees like Valletta talking to her, saying like, "Oh, it's so hard to come to school every day with the girl that shot me." And also before that, when she's talking to the students, they mention like, "Oh, how are things going on with Falush? Are you guys, I say you guys kissing?" And she goes, "No, no, we were just doing that, for show and stuff. We're not fooling around." So what that means is they actually were dating. So again, I know like I've said several times in this stream, but they actually were dating for like a very short period of time. Thought I'd bring that up. And so Shirley thinks about her past with Falush, the whole zero and like the mask on his face. She thinks about when they kissed, and she has a nightmare about it. And Shirley is rightfully like confused in the situation that she's in because what would you believe anymore at this point? Like the lies and the truth, and like it's messing her up right now. Again, this is a really good episode in terms of like developing her character and kind of ending her arc on some level. But at the same time, though, it's like it's so frustrating. They left it open. They did all this work to get her memories back, and they had to kill her off almost ASAP because how could you, I guess, reconcile a plot like this? And I've seen so many shows, although I can't think of one top of my head, which is awful. But I have thought of shows where characters they lose their memories for some reason. They get them back, and they're like dead in the episode that they get their memories back. I think it's a trait I've seen in other stories where like If a character finally gets too close to the truth, they're going to die for some reason because God forbid you actually let them try something else essentially, but they didn't do that here. Oh, that's kind of cool. I actually wanted this symbol for something. Anyways, so the episode actually starts where it shows everyone's conquering different parts of the Chinese Federation, and Lucius discussing with Rala how it's going. This is the famous ranking system of all the Black Knight members, and you can't read it here, but I'll tell you what these all are. I believe it's intelligence, charisma, fighting ability, and loyalty. I believe those are the ones. So like, all right, hold up. My mouse was retarded. Okay, I wanted to go one level. So like Colin's fighting ability is like the highest. I think everyone else's, except for no, I think it's the highest ability. But her loyalty is also extremely high. Her intelligence and charisma are pretty low. Toto's is overall the best. He's got good loyalty, good charisma, good fighting ability. Kaguya is good in every area except for her fighting ability. Chiba has like no loyalty, which I think is funny because she actually hates her. Yeah, Tamaki is low in every department. He needs to die. At least in the Black Knight. This is an ongoing gag about how Tamaki has like the lowest score. Everyone's at least close to 200. Um, yeah, that makes sense. He doesn't have those abilities, but like she's pretty. Tamaki's a joke. I know it's pretty funny, but I always love this ranking, and it has Nagisa. I guess that makes sense. Although I think her fighting ability, her charisma, yeah, I guess she has none. Same with Asahina, but their fighting ability is pretty impressive. Toto is the complete package, which makes sense. I always love that whole ranking system. They're also happy about conquering Japan. It's pretty funny. I mean, not Japan, China. Uh, yeah, China. And then we see Shirley. She's gonna meet with Suzaku. In the meantime, she's thinking about like, Millie, how Nelly is now the viceroy. What the hell is going on? Right? It's pretty. For her, it's all overwhelming because she just got her memories back. It's almost like she was almost resurrected, in a sense. When she gets off the train, she meets up with Suzaku, and there's a really good part. I don't know if I discussed on this channel yet, but um, well, actually, before I say that, one quick thing. Lelouch actually explains to these, well, not to these people, but he's testing the Gefion disturbers on the trains. So he's using Geass on the guards to monitor it. I like this setup because I think they learned from the previous season that when Lelouch did the whole collapsing of the panels in the Tokyo settlement, they're kind of like, where'd that come from? There wasn't too many hints towards it. But here it's like he's literally showing you he's preparing for the battle against the Britannian forces later on in the story. So this was a good setup part. Anywho, back to what I was saying before. So when Shirley first sees Suzaku, she sees a guy with sunglasses and a robe. I mean, not robe, a trench coat. And she thinks of Mao because she has PTSD, and that's why she's freaking out. And Suzaku's like, no, it's me. Don't worry about it. Like she was literally going to run away because you know, she just got her memories back, and he looks like Mao, so he freaked out. She freaked out. I love this little notice attention detail. If you didn't like pay attention, or you might have missed it if you weren't like looking for it. But yeah, Shirley clearly had PTSD here. It's a really nice scene. Not that the PTSD is a good thing, but just the idea that she clearly like thought he looked like Mao, and actually I can kind of see that the outfit at least. Obviously, the skin, the hair, it's different. Still, it freaked her out, understandably so. We get a nice view of Valletta for some reason. And then she's like, why did you betray us, Rollo? It's kind of weird how this comes up now, but whatever. And then eventually Jeremiah emerges. He takes out all these guards in his hunt for Lelouch. He kills everyone else too. Jeremiah's pretty vicious here. Eventually, Sayako tries to fight him, and during the battle, she tries to like throw things at him, specifically at his eye. But Jeremiah is pretty quick as a cyborg, so she's able. He deflects it. What's kind of funny is like when she says like cyborg, she's kind of, how do I put this? She's not too surprised about it, as if like cyborgs exist in this universe, but I'm pretty sure they don't. So that's kind of an interesting thing. I give you examples, something where a better example of a story that handle the situation. Okay, one more time. I can give you an example of a story that I think did a better job with this whole world building aspect. If you guys seen the movie Wicked City, it's free on Tubi TV. I wouldn't watch it with your mother watching or anyone else. Honestly, it's kind of it's got a bit of the hentai in there. It's not hentai, obviously, but there's like tentacle stuff in there. It's a very monster demon-y story. A lot of nudity and some sex. Anywho, in the very first scene, the main character, he's in bed with this demon lady, and he's getting his freak out with her, but he doesn't know she's a demon lady. They're just kind of doing their thing. But then she turns into a demon lady after they're done, and the whole time he's pretty calm, right? He's pretty calm this whole time because a demon girl like just appeared, a spider girl, and he's like, okay, what are you doing here? And what they kind of showed you in that one scene is that demons live with humans on this world and they're kind of not used to it, but they're not like completely surprised by it. It was a good way to like get you to expose to something like through the characters that this is the setting of the universe. So when Psycho is fighting Jeremiah and she goes a cyborg, I'm thinking, wait, are there other cyborgs in Code Geass? Is that something that people have they seen these people before? As far as I know, there aren't any. So her response was kind of she seemed rather calm considering. Like if I mean just like perspective, like in our world, right? If you were fighting someone for whatever reason and they were made out of metal and they were a robot, you'd like, whoa, a cyborg? You'd freak out. You wouldn't even want to fight them anymore. You'd just ask like questions about like who made you, where you come from, how do you work, how much of a robot are you? It's like it's kind of interesting that like this whole subplot of Jeremiah being a cyborg is kind of just as strange as Psycho having a mask that can make her look like a louche. Okay, that was a weird tangent. I just want to bring that up. Then we see Bartley talking with Cornelia, and she meets her uncle for the first time apparently, and throws a knife at him. She's like, "Geass, we can't be too concerned, or we can't be too careful." And he's like, "Yeah, me and Charles are gonna kill God." The fudge? You're my uncle? And I kept thinking like, wait a minute. We get one scene where Cornelia, or actually a couple, where Cornelia talks to her uncle, but we never get one scene where she talks to Charles. I mean, really? Not even one scene. I don't know. It's a cool scene though, but just like no Charles interaction with Cornelia. Yeah, so they're fighting in this. They're fighting, Jeremiah and Psycho, and again, she hits him, and she's like, "Wait, cyborg?" And so it's again, I would have preferred they kind of went deeper with this. It just seemed kind of, eh. Also, her tactics to stop Jeremiah were kind of, they weren't very effective. We'll say that much. She was trying to target his face, but she aimed for his chest. It was really bad. And then Rollo tried to use his Geass on him, and he goes like, "Stop time," which is weird because he never said stop time before in the entire story. But Code Geass is like, "Hey, we should be a shonen," even though nobody asked for that. And this is the part where I'm like, "Ooh, this is awful." So after Psycho was gonna jump on Jeremiah after Raw used his Geass, but because he broke it, he cut down Psycho pretty bad. So she's not in good shape. And he takes down Rollo, and Vlad's like, "Please don't harm me." And he goes, "Fine, whatever." And he goes after Lelouch. Um, they bandage Psycho up, and you'll literally see her in the car and in the VTOL like a couple minutes later. I'm like, Psycho just took a shot to the back, and she almost died. Now she's still piloting a VTOL. She must be like tough as nails because most people be in the hospital for crying out loud. Uh, but anyways, before we get to that, Shirley's with Suzaku and Lelouch. I don't know why I stuttered there. I'm kind of tired. And she's thinking about like, I gotta tell Suzaku about Lelouch. He's got to know, even though we know that he knows. And then they get to this point, the very end of the building. They talk about the ghetto and stuff and how they gotta bring it back together. And then Shirley's like, "Wait, what? Wait, why would they? Are they in cahoots?" I believe also he's like, "What are you playing at, Shirley?" Because they're kind of confused why she brought them there to begin with. Yeah, they're giving Psycho a quick patch up work. And again, Shirley's like, are they in cahoots? You're both liars and fakes. And she tries to kill herself. Now, this is important because later on in the story, the next episode actually, when Shirley is, when she dies, and they discuss what happened to her, they say suicide. And Suzaku is like, Suicide, it makes no sense. And I'm thinking, are you serious? What is she doing right here? Is this not suicide? She literally tried to kill herself. So, no, I'm not saying like she was going to kill herself, but is it really that crazy that she would have tried it again, considering she did it here? Most of the characters in Code Geass needed therapy. Nina, Shirley, Lelouch, they handled their problems. I just found it funny that when Suzaku mentions, or when they tell Suzaku it was suicide, he's like, she would never commit. That makes no sense. Really? Did you not watch this part? She literally tried to kill herself. Lelouch had to convince her, like, please, I don't want to lose anyone else. For God's sakes, please don't die. And she's like, okay, cool. But she was pretty convinced to do it. So what I'm saying is, it's not complete out of the realm that she would have done that. Considering that since she got her memories back, she has to deal with the fact that Lelouch killed her father and a Zero. Now, granted, she does forgive him, but still, we shouldn't ignore the fact that Shirley, killing herself is not like completely out of the blue. They joke about like how this in the past, Suzaku, saved the Lelouch in stage 6. And of course, like, why am I joking with him? He killed Yuffie. So I'm glad he stays in the character. And I like how Lelouch is still keeping the faith that he hasn't got his memories back. So good stuff all around here. Eventually gets a call from Frollo. And again, Sayako just got back from patched up and sliced by Jeremiah, and she's still flying a VTOL. This one is completely insane, and a lot of respect to her. She's like the Roberta of Code Geass. So Lelouch gets a call about Jeremiah. He's obviously not pleased. And Sako's like, well, that doesn't sound like a good call. It's okay. I'll deal with it later. And then Shirley's like, okay, Sako, we're going on our little thing. And she tells Lelouch, are you jealous or something, which is kind of funny. And they do their thing. I do wonder, though, if Shirley got her memories back. Is she still aware that she's dating Lelouch? Is she okay with that? I don't know. I guess so. They don't really expand on it. It'd be kind of nice. So Lelouch sets up like men to go after Jeremiah and uses the Geass Canceller to stop them. Although I do wonder if he used the Geass Canceller on these people, why did he use the Geass Canceller on the OSI units? I assume they also had Geass effect on them, and so he cut them up. So I don't know, just a weird observation. So he's like, okay, Geass won't work on him, which is just fantastic. I believe, didn't Rollo tell him that? But I don't know. And then we get to this really great part where Shirley talks to Suzaku about forgiving people. Nothing is unforgivable. You just don't want to forgive them. I mean, she forgave Lelouch for killing her father, and Suzaku's can't forgive Lelouch for killing Euphemia. Now, I don't like about this scene, and this is kind of the whole area of like being rushed in the story. Like, this is another example of the story being rushed. Suzaku tells Shirley, wait, do you know something? And I believe he was going to say, do you know that Lelouch was Zero or is Zero? Because they never get to that point because of what's happening with Jeremiah, Suzaku and Shirley can't reconcile this problem they're having. Or is that the right way to put it? The problem they're having? I guess maybe a better way to put it was they don't get the chance to have the full-on conversation. It got interrupted. And so he takes control as a Knight of Seven. Meanwhile, Tamaki, and I will admit, this is the only time I like Tamaki in the entire story. He comes in the middle of a meeting with all the officials and says, hey, I wasn't invited to this party. And then he very nonchalant tells Ogi about Valletta. So I was like, I think about Valletta or something like that. I was like, this is a pretty good Tamaki moment. But that's it, though. The rest of it's crap. That's Valletta, by the way, in the past, which he tells in the beginning of the episode, which tells Shirley, you shot me, but I still have to come to school every day. Anyway, so Shirley was going to be taken by the police to safety. Because Zaku said, hey, make sure you keep this girl safe. And I was thinking, damn it. Because at first I was thinking before that, Zaku should stay with Shirley just in case. But instead, the police try to take her, and she runs away to go help out Lelouch. And it's just, oh God, Shirley, you stupid idiot. I think Suzaku should have kept her with him at all times. The problem, though, it's like, I think Shirley had a death wish, or didn't. I don't know. It's bizarre. Because she went to go into a battlefield. She has no combat experience. Does she really think she's going to help out Lelouch here? Does she think Lelouch would want to help her? I don't know. But you know what it is? It's like I don't. It's one of those things where like you're in a situation where you're watching a show or you're playing a game, whatever the case may be. You know how it's going to end, but you still like in your mind think it's not going to, and so you lie to yourself during the scene. I'll give you a good example. If you guys ever play Halo Reach, which is one of the best video games ever made, bar none, but in Halo Reach, you know how the game ends. Reach falls, right? But and you know all of the Spartans that are with oh, what the hell is your name? What are you, six? It's a different 1 second. I do apologize. I did love the game, but I'm losing. A Noble Six, I believe, is who you are in the game. Noble Six. So you're Noble Six, and all your Noble team they're all going to die at some point because you know that's how because Reach is going to fall. It sucks, but it is what it is. And because Reach is going to fall, you're watching or you're playing the game hoping that they don't die, but you know they do. And so in your mind, you try to like find a way like rationalize it. Oh, maybe they'll live, maybe they won't, but unfortunately, they're not going to. And it's the same thing with this episode because I keep thinking to myself, if Shirley had done this or if she had done that or if she didn't get involved in this, she'd still be alive. And I realized, well, that ain't the story we got, right? So it is what it is. And then eventually we get this part where Jeremiah approaches Lelouch. He used the Geffen Disturber. It didn't work on him. He had that face. And Jeremiah explains how, he served Marianne and the whole time he felt like a failure. And because Lelouch obviously is a son of Marianne, he's like, what, you are? So he decides to work with him. It's a nice scene. He almost died too. He was actually going to die in this scene, but Lelouch deactivated the Geffen Disturber. Again, he's part Sakura diet, I believe, but they don't explain how he's a cyborg. It's one of those parts where you just kind of have to go with it. Before that, so Shirley runs into Rollo with a gun, and she's like, "Do you love Lelouch?" And he's like, "Of course I do." Then let me help. I want to join force. I'm like, oh my god, this is so brilliant. She'll help out. She'll become she'll be Lelouch's girlfriend, and they'll have like the both be in Black Knight uniforms. It's gonna be really cool. The wife of Zero. There was like so many things you could have done with this, but instead she brings up Nunnally. She brought up Nunnally, and Rollo killed her. Now, what he did was he used the Geass on Shirley. He took the gun in her hand and made her shoot herself, which is really fudged up, but also really brilliant because it limits all the. I believe that's how he wasn't convicted of it because he made her kill herself. And then we get to the part where Lelouch meets up with Shirley, and it's very emotional because she didn't want to get medical treatment because she thought she was going to be reborn or something. I don't know. And she explains, how this whole time you were fighting a world of lies, and I wanted to be the one person who you could go to trust. She wanted to bring the whole happiness back into his world. And she loves him no matter what she did, even though her memories were messed with. He killed her father. It didn't matter. Shirley really liked Lelouch, loved Lelouch. He used Geass on her to live, which obviously failed, and he used it like 15 times on her. It was kind of weird. I didn't know Geass could work like that. But yeah, it's a hard scene to watch because in retrospect, Shirley's role in the story is kind of related to Lelouch's caring up. Or in a retrospect, it's like because Shirley wasn't that important to Lelouch in the story, we don't see much of her interacting with him. I think that was kind of the point of that. But he realized how much she mattered to him. Although what's kind of weird is that in stage 14, he went to the same mindset where he's like, I really miss Shirley when he erased her memories. But I don't know. It's God. It's like again, it's bittersweet because actually there's nothing sweet about it. It's just awful. To me, like this moment might have been stronger if maybe Shirley had a bigger role in the story. I'd always imagine in my own headcanon that Shirley doesn't die in this manner. She joins with Lelouch in his crusade against Britannia, even when he becomes emperor and betrays the Black Knights. And she dies in a conflict or something where it's more emotional, where she actually got a chance to be with him. They were a couple for more than 30 minutes, and then she died or something. That might be a much better story or something. Here, it's like, I don't know. It wasn't the same thing. Like, there's like Yuffie's, the reason why in my top 10, like, saddest deaths, I put Yuffie's above Shirley's is because when Yuffie passed away, it was more emotional because she and Saku were officially a couple. They were They really completed each other. They had so much chemistry. Things were looking up and up for the couple, and then Luce killed her. It was pretty awful. Here it's like they're going out. I guess it wasn't really as open as say Yuffie and Suzaku in the same regard, and they don't really share much time together. And by the time Shirley has a chance to even like figure things out for memories back, she's killed, and so it's a little frustrating. So it's I don't know. I don't know. They could have been much better. Is what I'm trying to say. Let's see. Anything else that I missed here? hmm Uh, okay, so I had a couple of notes here. So the conflict between Shirley and Suzaku had some issues. So the first thing I wrote was, does Suzaku know that Shirley got her memories back? If Suzaku should have made sure about her memory before proceeding, knowing she might get involved. Basically, Suzaku should have asked Shirley first and said, "Hey, before I go and figure out what's going on with the situation with Jeremiah or whatever the hell that situation was, do you know Lucia Zero?" If she says yes, he should have been with her because he should have realized she might do something. Suzaku didn't finish up with Shirley before moving on, and that's what kind of got her killed. And yeah, Shirley's quick to point out about forgiveness, but doesn't want to learn what happened between Suzaku and Lelouch. She should have been asking, like, wait, why do you hate Lelouch for? What happened? And he could have said, he killed Euphemia. Again, assuming that he knows that she got her memories back. The conversation to me was rushed. They should have actually just talked it out. I don't care if that's not as cinematic or interesting. To me, it makes everyone look stupid in the situation. Like, Shirley died because Zaku was incompetent. Ironically enough, and this is something I just thought about, why doesn't Luge take revenge on Suzaku for what happened here? I know it sounds crazy, but like he didn't protect her, right? So whose fault is it that Shirley died here? Suzaku's fault. But yet, for some reason, Luge doesn't take revenge against Suzaku. He doesn't blame him. He instead blames the Geass Order, which is like, what to do with anything? I mean, I'm like John Madden, like, but like with Rollo killed her because of his own bullcrap. So it's like it's his fault for manipulating Rollo to make him completely dependent on him. But it's also Suzaku's fault for not protecting her. It would have been kind of interesting if Suzaku had blamed, if Lelouch blamed Suzaku for Shirley's death, while Suzaku blamed him for Euphemia's death. That could have been a very interesting dynamic, which is never explored in the story. Oh, man. That's what it should have done in the story. They should have had the two characters blame each other for their lovers' deaths. I want to write that down before I forget. The two blame each other for the deaths of Shirley and Euphemia. That's why I would have written it like that, because to me, like if I was a Lelouch, the first thing I would ask is, where the hell was Suzaku? I wouldn't say, oh, it's the Geass Order's fault. I would say, Suzaku, where the hell were you? And he'd be like, well, I was handling this. Shirley is dead. Why weren't you with her all times? I mean, I assume if you're taking care of her, you're taking care of her. He even said, like, I don't feel bad with Shirley being with Suzaku because it's Suzaku, but it never happens. For some reason in this story, I don't know what it is, but the characters kind of like forget things that are really important. Like when Euphemia was going to jump into the pit in stage 18 to save Suzaku from being blasted by the Avalon, but also the rockets. She doesn't ask Schneider like later on, hey, I was going to go down there, right? Why did you still keep the bombardment going? Like, they don't ask these questions. Like, these are questions that should be asked. He just even and everything comes up like Snizel was going to kill everyone in there. I don't know. To me, it's one of those things where I guess if you don't think about it too much, then you'll be fine. But my God, it hurt my brain. Yeah, I don't know. I was upset about it. Like I don't. It's one of those things where it's like I don't care that they killed her off. I just hate the way it was done. That's the problem. It seemed lazy. Poorly planned out, and it wasn't as effective as it could have been. It's still depressing. It's like Shirley's death isn't depressing just because she died. It's depressing because it's like they didn't do anything with the character. It's almost like I'm sad more about the writing than the person itself. Also, she refused medical attention for some reason. I don't know. Oh, you know what? Yeah, that's a good. I wrote something else too, which I thought was interesting. When Shirley talks to Lou, she says something that was like, "Wait, what the fudge?" Oh, not this. That's the ending. One second. She said, where was it? It was really interesting. Actually, it wasn't. Oh, can't show you the footage. God forbid you see this. Okay, where was it? Um, Hold on. I got a better solution. Give me a second here. Um, I want to share what she said here. I thought it was very interesting. It was kind of I don't know if it was interesting. It just didn't make any sense unless I'm misunderstanding what she was talking about, which wouldn't be the first time I get something wrong about this crazy show. Okay. Hmm. Okay, so she said, um, "Every time memories have her come back, I got a feeling I'm so afraid. A teacher who wasn't a teacher, friend you don't have memories to share. Everyone's just lying. It's though the whole world's lying, spying on me. That's the world you're fighting. I want to be the one person you're truthful to. Okay, I love you, Luge. Even though you caught my father and all this, I constantly hate you. Even though you made me forget everything, I still didn't fell in love. Even though my memories were tampered with, I still kept falling in love with you. So I thought it was interesting because when her memories were tampered with, like that didn't stop her from falling in love with him because when Bismarck messed her up, he didn't make her forget about loving Lelouch. She made her forget about what was it, Zero, Nunnally, and I'm not sure what else probably. So it wasn't like he made her not love Lelouch. That part I was kind of confused with. The rest of it I think was definitely accurate, but when her memories were tampered with, it wasn't to forget about loving Lelouch. It was just the other stuff. So I don't think that was entirely accurate. I think she meant like when he used Geass on her, but he also said she said before that you may forget everything, and then my memories were tampered with, but I still loved you. But the tampering of the memories didn't stop her from loving him. But I don't know. I might be overthinking it. Anyways, that's my take about that. All right, I'll read some comments while I have to clean up my code links in Janissary code. Okay, let's see. Episode. Oh, you're saying that it only got good for you in 13. Interesting. Well, R2 had a lot of problems. There's no doubt R2 had a lot of problems. Tamaki, it let's see. It really captured the same levels of high drama that was so prevalent in the first season. The first episode had just Louis Wanks over his sister. I don't know if I go that far, but I can definitely see where you're coming from um, in that department. Tamagi has the lowest stats. Yeah, he sucks. What can I tell you? I always found it ironic that Lelouch ranked Tamaki was that Lelouch ranked Tamaki was so low when he was the last member of the Black Knights to be convinced to sell Lelouch. Yeah, Tamaki was definitely loyal to a fault. Um, I think personally, what they should have done with Tamaki was he should have stayed with Lelouch even after the whole rebellion or the betrayal. I think one of the biggest problems with that is that it was like black and white for the Black Knights. It was either they are with Lelouch or they aren't. Why didn't some of them actually stay with him, even despite the whole like him selling them out and stuff? I still think some people would have stayed with him regardless, especially since they don't hear his side in the story. That's the problem with like the whole betrayal. We don't hear Lelouch defend himself, and he had to in that scene, but they don't do it for some reason. It's very frustrating writing. Jerry might be coming back in the episode and becoming ally of Lelouch felt like a non-such type of fan service. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, they did set up when that one picture drama, which should have been the main story. But yeah, that's interesting. Colin's loyalty to Hunter x Hunter. Me remembering Colin banging Lelouch 3 times. Someone needs to double check their math. I know 2 of them happen later, but shut up. Yeah, Colin isn't. Colin's loyalty is not 100. I would say it's like an 80 to a 70 to 80 because she has abandoned Lelouch many times. That's very true. I think Lelouch thinks down into his core, or in her core, she wants to be with him. But no, yeah, she definitely has it in her to betray him if she wanted to. So I definitely don't disagree with that. Oleron did save Nunnally. I just checked the raw scans I got. Okay, what volume and chapter? I'm gonna look it up later. Um. Also, question on that. Wait. You know what? How did he? How did she save her? Was she in the shuttle and she intercepted it? Is that how she saved her? You know what? That actually brings up more questions than answers. But wait a minute. If she saved her, was there no decoy? Like, oh god, now my head hurts. But if wait, what? All right, what chapter and volume? I'll look it up later. Yeah, Shirley was definitely yeah. Well, she needs therapy. She didn't get it, obviously. No, yeah, he cared a lot about Shirley. That's why I'm angry that he didn't protect her. Oh no, there's nothing there. That's a weird one. Oh. Wicked City is a weird freaking movie. Um, yeah, it's a weird movie. Well, again, it's where she was shot. That's the problem. As I said before, the tech doesn't work. Well, first of all, Jeremiah's tech is a little different, but it didn't work in the case of Yuffie because she had so much damage to her body. Nothing could have fixed that. Lelouch basically shot her, and I do admit that the whole thing with Ogi ruins it because he should have died too. So I'll be consistent with my position. Ogi should have died, and Yuffie also should have died. The technology should not have saved either of those injuries. It's possible, but like it's just weird that whole situation. Yeah, those are emotional. I do agree. Yeah, only time it was being helpful. Um, um, I know, but then she tried to kill herself though. They had to literally rescue her. That wasn't her. Like no one told her to jump off the cliff. That was her decision. So I kind of agree, but don't agree on that. Okay, can I get her up a level? Nope. Okay. How much do I have left in here? Is this the one I have like no? Yeah, this is it. What do you mean I can't buy anymore? I have the money. What do you mean I can't buy anymore? Oh, wait, what? I should be able to buy as much as I want. There should be no restrictions. But I guess there's restrictions now. You mother chuckers. Okay. What do you mean I can't buy anymore? Why can't I buy anymore? I can't buy anything. Is the game going through maintenance now? It would tell me, right? If it was going through maintenance? I don't fucking know. Okay. Officer, where's Shirley? She escaped, sir. How? She ran away. And you couldn't catch her? She was very fast, sir. You're fired. I hope she's dead. I mean, yeah, basically, like, if you want to, like, break it down to, like, you want to break nitty gritty, that's what happened. It's like, yeah, she died. I mean, she ran away. And you couldn't stop her. Well, no. Worst cops ever? My God. The incompetency is just all over the goddamn place. I'll keep playing Abyss mode until the game goes through maintenance. I'm pretty sure the event ends tonight, so it should shut off like in 10 minutes. I'll just have it play while I'm reading your comments. Okay. You can look at yeah, you can look at Futaba's tiger outfit because for some reason that's a thing. Okay. Anyways. This part could have been executed better written. I cried as one when Luce erased her memories, but here kind of felt rushed. Yeah. Oh, this one too. The death scene gets me since it's also Ichigo talking to each other. No, or he made Shay Stephanie. Unless you're talking about unless you're talking about the dubbing, but even then, I'm pretty sure it's not that person. Mal, Shirley, Finette. Let's see. All right, let's look it up. All right, here she is. Oh, guys, spoiler alert. Here we go. Spoilers. Hermosa becomes catatonic after her encounter with Mao. She falls in love, becomes distraught, but takes memories away. More spoilers. Wow, they have a lot of spoilers for her. That's crazy. She's not even that big in the story, but man, lots of spoilers. And then she dies. Sorry, guys, she dies in a story. My bad. Okay, so she has two voice actresses. We have Amy Kincaid, and she did not voice Orihime. That was Shay Stephanie. And Fumiko, did she voice Orihime? I don't think so. We'll type in Bleach and see what comes up. She voiced Rukia? Okay. She voiced Rukia. So Rukia was talking to Ichigo. But wait a minute. Maybe not, because I don't think the voice actor... Oh, she voiced... Shirley's actress voiced Rukia. I did not know that. Okay, listen to every day. No. Anyways, I don't think it was Ichigo. Yep, there it is. There's the maintenance. All right, it's over now. There's your maintenance, people. Okay. But no, it's a different person. Oh man, very true. Yeah, well, Ren is the best, so that's not fair, but you are right. Yeah, I'd still blame him. I'm just saying, like, it could have came up in discussion. That's my point. Like, it wasn't even addressed. I'm not saying Zaku didn't have an alibi. I'm just confused why Luch was never like, I was thinking about something the other day. How come you weren't there to protect Shirley? What happened? He didn't ask her these questions or ask him these questions. Salute to the fallen command. Yep. Yeah, they could have done something more with Fig. It was just it wasn't handled well. Yeah, but look, you know how this goes. Is it telling the cops' fault? Sure, but at the end of the day, who's the one to get blamed for it? Suzaku. He should have had Shirley kept a closer watch on her. Again, as I said before, find out if she got her memories back. If she did, then stay with her because she's going to be unstable. Cops would not have been sufficient if Shirley got her memories back. And he knows her memories were tampered with because he was part of the OSI unit and he knows that Charles rewrote everyone's memories. Okay, so he's not like unaware of these things, and therefore it's kind of bizarre he didn't even talk to Shirley about it because he was suspecting it and he just kind of ignored it. But that was a big issue that was kind of ignored in the story. That's the problem with that's the problem with the whole situation. If it was just regular Shirley, then yeah, you'd be completely right there. But he didn't even try to make sure that she didn't get her memories back. He could have said like, "Hey, look, I'll take control of the situation, but talk to Shirley for 2 seconds just to make sure." That's the problem. I don't know. That's debatable because you can argue maybe in the moment there was something there, but as I've stated before in my video, and I still haven't got any evidence to suggest otherwise. Lelouch's distancing treatment of Shirley throughout the story is not real love. You know, you can't just show interest in someone when it's convenient. To me, it seemed very forced. Like in the moment, he felt bad, but in reality, like he never really. Shirley was never a center point in his life. That's the problem. It's like she was a convenient love interest, but that doesn't make her a real love interest. If that makes any sense. I think he cared about her a lot. I don't know if it was love or not, especially when he himself had denied it. So, not that I know of, unless you're Lelouch and you have a code. Copying competent, role, murder, sociopath, Shirley being an idiot, Lelouch recruiting a psychopath. Yeah, I mean, everyone. It's a look. It was a team effort, right? A group effort. Everyone did their part, but still, though, I'm not pleased with how that happened. It was so unnecessary, and it could have been handled way better. It's always something where I feel like if I was going to write a story like this, I would never kill off a character in such a stupid way. I know some people say it's like this was punishment to Lelouch, but was it really though? I mean, I guess it was. But what would more of a punishment? You know, she dies, they don't develop much relationship, he moves on, or he could becomes very close with her and then she dies. Now that could have been pretty. That could have been pretty devastating. But who knows? I hate Rolf for Shirley, but she ended up being thankful for him saving Lelouch. Yeah, but still though, it's like you know, I don't know. Yeah, apparently next month they're gonna have the next thing for Janissary Code, which thank God because I haven't been able to record the episodes or episodes for the story because I've been too focused on these events. So when I do this the New Year's event, I will then finally do the Janissary Code gameplay stuff. I don't think we're getting our event for a long time. The game spammed us with like 4 different ones. It was the birthday event, the Christmas, and then the New Year's. Like within like weeks, it was absolutely insane. But now we're done with those events, so I can finally actually get into the game. But other than that, no new events have. Excuse me, no new updates have been revealed for the story. Okay, I think we're getting my source I was looking for. Oz Reflection, Volume 4, page 82 to 92. Don't know the chapter. Only is a nightmare to grab the shuttle and escape to Flea. They grab the shuttle. That's a huge retcon of the story because they never implied that was even the case. Man, that's so bad. Okay, I have a question then. Okay, I have a question. Why in the new films did it not show Alderaan doing this? Like in glorification, why not show this or something or a flashback of it? If that's because Other Reflection came out before the film, so they could have had a flashback of showing that scene. That would have been a perfect time to create a brand new scene of Alderaan saving her. We know Alderan's in the film. She appears at the end, finding at the Democles. So why didn't they? What? Why was Alderaan even there? Oh my god! Now I have more questions. Hold on. Let's see. Read Oz of the Reflection O2, Volume 4. I don't care if it's Japanese. I just want to see it. Oh, you don't know what chapter? You don't. There's etchy. I guess it's an etchy. That's true. Um. Okay, I found a website. Let's go through this and find it. Okay, hopefully there's no like dirty advertisements. I do apologize if there are. Um, let's see. Let's go to the latest page. See where this is at. Wait, this is not O2. What the hell? I said O2. Son of a gun. Where'd you find this? Where are the scans of O2? This is O1. I said O2. For the love of God. Mm, where are we? Volume 4. Oh, maybe this is it. You said 1 to 4? This is probably it. Hold on. I might even have this. Give me a second. I might even have this. Uh, where? Koga's manga. It's one of these. I think it might be this one. I think I downloaded this a long time ago. I never extracted the data. It might be this one. Let's see. This is my volume 4. Wait, what is this? Oh, this is a light novel. All right, that's not what I was looking for. Okay, here's the light. Oh, wait, hold on. This is wrong. All right, one more time. Here it is. Okay. Yeah, 1 through 4. I don't know. What is this? What type of file is this? A raw file? Shoot, how do I open that? What can I open a raw file with? Adobe? Does Adobe open raw files? I have no idea. I have the one second. Open raw files? Can I open it in Win? Oh, are you serious? I gotta use WinZip? I'm not gonna do that now. Well, I guess he didn't understand the situation. If he knew that Shirley might get a little suicidal, um, maybe he would have felt differently about it. That's a good point, though. Renan would have won despite the fact that Jeremiah is cyborg because arm can have both effect. Um, no, it can't. It's not a Geass ability, so no, it can't cancel it. The arm is not a Geass power. Remember, it's not a contract. It's a nightmare gift that Dash gave him. It's not a yeah. It's not a Geass power. Plus, he can absorb. Renan can absorb inorganic material. Yeah, but Gwen was much better. Yeah. I don't know. I guess I'm not. I don't see it, but I kind of see it. Are you part of the Discord server? That'd be the best one. I have a whole section for Oz Reflection. Are you part of the Discord server? Do you have Discord? I'm not sure if you're. I'm not sure if you're using an alias. If you are part of the server, but I have a whole section for Oz Reflection. If you could post those there, that'd be the most helpful. But again, that's up to you though. Well, basically, there are failed ones, and Dash had this ability because he was a failed one to turn people into nightmares. He couldn't grant people Geass powers because he failed to receive U2's code, so instead he became a failed one. And nightmares are just humans with advanced abilities or enhanced human qualities. For example, healing, electrical powers, water, speed, etc. So that's not really a Geass ability. That's the point. Like Ren doesn't have a Geass power in this universe. Yeah, Red and Darkness is a very strange manga. There's a lot of like I don't want to call it retcons, but just weird stuff. Maybe they never explore it. Again, the people who made Lucifer the Resurrection, I don't think Red has a Reign of Darkness because there's so many areas that are just like how do I put this? They contradict each other. There are contradictions. I'm just curious. Is this what is was this the thing people were talking about? Is this the things he was talking about? Let's see. Why is it going so freaking slow? What is going on here? Like, is this the? Yeah, if you're gonna have Alderman come and save Nunnally, it has to make sense in the plot. I mean, she must have been involved in that battle or something, or they knew the flail was gonna be fired. Like, there's so many questions I have now. Like, I'm not sure that even solves the problem ultimately. But again, I got to see what happened before I go in and make a judgment call because there's a lot of things I didn't know about before this, and apparently these things are loading up really slowly. Hmm. Yeah, I would need to read it in full. I know you can buy the manga online, and obviously not English subbed, which might be okay. But like I know eBay has it. But yeah, if you can post the thing in the Discord server, or I don't know another way to do it. I don't only have. I mean, I guess Facebook, but wait, does that? Could you send me on Facebook? Yeah, I don't know. That's the best way I feel like to send it to me. I don't know another way. I haven't used. There should be a link. Let's see. In this video, this live stream, there should be a link to it in the description. I don't know if you can see that. By the way, it goes. There should be one. If you don't see it, I can drop it in there. I don't know if like YouTube's really weird when it comes to links. Let me see. I don't want to go to that. I'll just go to another video where I have it. Um, Sorry with that. Okay. So here's the Discord server link. Um, does that work? Is it rejected? That's the link. Oh my god, absolutely. Please, for love of God. Or here's a better solution. Just animate the damn thing. Let's not have zero capture. Let's have Oz of Reflection. There's so much good stuff in that manga, a lot of bad stuff too, I'm not gonna lie. But there is a lot of good stuff in it, and why can't we just have that? What's the problem? What's the problem? Like, let's have Oz finished. Yeah, I don't see like was it in the wiki that discussed this? Let's see something. Not only V Britannia. Okay. At some point after the Battle of Tokyo Settlement, Nully would hold on. Did I wait, are you guys seeing this? Oh. I did that wrong. Okay. Yeah, you weren't supposed to see that. No more questions. This is supposed to be in this. Window management is a pain in the butt. Okay. All right. Um, no, 1 second. 1 second. Okay. All right. Now, as I was. Okay. So, at some point after the battle of the Tokyo Settlement, Nelly would wind up somewhere after taking a sleep and realizing that she was rescued by the Glen Knights. According to Alder and Zephyr, who she encountered shortly before traveling with them toward Democles, where Shine's faction awaits. At the same time, Saiko was arrested due to her suspicious ties with the Black Knights. Nelly and Saiko continued to interact at all times while being under hospital of the Glinda Knights. After Lucia's ascension to the throne, the remaining knights of the round who were loyal to Charles Z. Britannia decided to have a meeting with Schneisel how to deal with the recent emperor. Nellie said in questioning for her sake to stop Lelouch at all costs due to her affection, and despite everything that she was told, regarding his True Zero actions, gas power, uh, she left. Psycho peace of the meeting, only ended up disagreeing with them due to how dangerous the situation is. Later on, Older continued to interact with Nellie, while the rest of the Glen Knights continued to their duties requesting Shinezo, while Psycho escapes in a fallout. So basically, they were both taken by the Glen Knights, and they were fine. Everything was great until Lush became emperor, and then things went to crap. Okay, I guess that kind of explains what happened. Um, the only thing that I don't like with the explanation is that it only answers like the after situation, but like prior, did Schneidel send them to rescue Nunnally? Did he anticipate that Suzaku was going to fire it, and just in case the Glen Knights would just be there to rescue her? Was that part of the plan? I mean, there's definitely other elements that have to be explained here because in the video, it wasn't just like how like the survival was obviously important, like what happened at the time that she was, in flight, but we still got to look into like the whole decoy shuttles and did it ever come into play? Because that part still isn't explained by any of this. And Psycho also doesn't tell Jeremiah about any of this when she is rescued, which is a failure on the writing. See, what they could have done is this. They could have said, all right, we don't know exactly how Nellie is saved, but we could have Psycho throw some line and say, you know what? When we were traveling, we were saved by some unexpected force, or Schneizel interfered and grabbed our ships or something. They didn't really say that. They said Schneizel had a backup plan or something, but they didn't really explain it in that way. They could have left it open for an alternate or outside force that saved them. They didn't really do that. So this is basically a retcon. I'm not against the retcon. I'm just saying it's a retcon. Anyways, what if question? Jeremiah joined the Black Knights, Knights of the Round. Where would he rank at? Probably 12 or 13. Probably 12. He's not the best one. I don't know. These are questions I think about at night. I don't remember that conversation, but I'll take your word for it. It also because he had to work hard in the manga. Okay, so what you do now is just send the photos into there's a Discord server. So go to the Oz Reflection channel. I believe you can you should be able to post pages of the manga. Maybe I could here. Let's try something. Don't do anything yet. Let me just do one quick thing. I'm gonna say code Geass Oz of the first of all Oz of the Reflection, and we'll say like scans or something. So you can post it in the Oz of the Reflection scans channel because I want to keep the other one for discussion. And I'm pretty sure there should be no permissions issues. Let me just make sure. You should be the right to post anything you want. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, go to the you're probably so go to the Oz of the Reflection scans channel. there's two. I have so there's Oz reflection normally, and then the scans. So post it in the scans. That's what I would do. They won't post any memes, by the way, since we're here. I doubt it. Uh, yes. Mhm. Okay. Now, where were we? I haven't heard anything either at all. I don't think there are updates on it. But don't worry, guys. It's coming out this year. I have no proof, but trust me. A clickbait article. Here we go. Zero capture this year, probably. Please give me your money. There actually has been no updates either for Code Geass. Lost Stories. Go to the website. Let's see. Is there any new updates with that? Official website. I'll look it up real quick while we're waiting for the. Let's see. Anything new? They're doing this stuff again. Registering users. That kind of scares me. Yeah, nothing new. Yes, it was Kogas's birthday. We know. Free to play with Wait a minute. Free to play with in-game purchases? Oh god. Well, I think it's gonna be a gotcha game. You mother chuckers. Okay. Yeah, no updates in this game either. As if you cared. You can't find it. Interesting. I don't think I just like so um maybe refresh the browser. Like it should be here. Like so this is the okay. So do you see this? So there should be a uh yeah, it should like what do you see? Do you see anything? What do you see? Do you like here? Oh, actually we're done with the turn 20 thing. Get rid of that. Get out of here. Okay. Let me get rid of my face just for temporary. Okay. So you should, if you got into the server, you should see all of this, and you go to the manga. It's on the left area, and it should be right here. If you, yeah, seriously, like why? That's what they're doing. They ruined Halo. Nothing is safe anymore. Everything must be monetized to death. Oh god, the industry. How did this happen? Yeah. What did Obi-Wan say? We're better than this. I guess we're not. I guess we are not. What article said that? Really? Let's see. Crunchyroll broadcast of Code Geass. All right, let's see. Okay, let's see. I'm reading the article right now, by the way. That's nothing. That's absolutely no. That's clickbait city, my friend. I mean, look at it. Look what they said here. The rebroadcast all part of Kogas's next 10-year project, which will see a brand new anime titled Zero Capture air, which follows from the film. But it doesn't say when, though. The 10-year project started, in 2017? So it could come out in 2027. That would technically be part of the 10 years. That's garbage. That literally says nothing. Basically, they want to have, yeah, I like this. Question marks. My thoughts exactly. What the fudge does that mean? If I type zero capture, it's gonna be like, it's gonna come out this year, guys. I promise. I promise. Trust me. Would this face lie to you? Well, maybe not. Like, there's no information about this darn show. We had the same damn thing we've had before. Akito, I think it's Jeremiah, a member of the Obelisk team from Yu-Gi-Oh, and I believe some priestess with Geass powers, or a code user. So who the hell knows? But there's no news about it. See, look at this. New Kogeass year capture announced. Look at the dates of these videos. Last year. So there's nothing new. It's garbage. It's trash. Well, if you got the if Ladder King, if you got the if you got into Discord and you get the channel, you know, please post the photos whenever. Any summons. I can't do. They locked me out. The game is going through maintenance right now. It won't be available till tomorrow morning. Sorry about that. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that for sure. Sure. I like to make a video discussing what I like in a game. The problem though is I I don't even want to watch that. I mean, sure. Just first of all, don't make a freaking gotcha game. Make a game that actually takes effort. Um, I know. I was being hyperbolic. I know it didn't confirm anything. I'm just being a jackass. I do apologize. Um, but to your point, like if you want to make a good Kogias game, I mean I could easily do the video on it, but it's pretty simple. Like just include make it first of all a non-gotcha game, make it for a console, include RTS elements, and that's it. Make a Kogias RTS game. We're fine, you know. You have different heroes, they command units. That's it. They fight all across the different areas in Britannia. It's really not that complicated. Like literally Lord of the Rings, or you could do StarCraft with Code Geass. I'd be fine. Don't even like. I don't think you have to do anything beyond that. Um, a couple more comments and I'll end the stream. Hopefully, Larry King, you post the scans at some point. But anyways, versus question: Shinkai versus Toto. Who would win? Uh, Probably Toto because Shinkai has medical problems. That's the only reason why. I think Shinkai is younger and a better fighter, but the problem is he's got some medical issues and Toto is perfectly healthy, so Toto would win that battle. Nightmare Frame battles also, I would say so. Yeah, that probably my assumption. Next week I'll do some summonings. I have to now because unfortunately the way that relics work in Kogias, you need a lot of duplicates. Where'd you post it? Is it in the general? Like, you said you posted it, or I put them in. You did? Why am I not seeing it? Oh, you're about to. I'm gonna. I am so smart. I am so smart. I want to see the scans real quick, and then I'll call the stream off. But I want to. I'm like I get what happened, but like I need more backstory. You know, like was it all planned? Was it not planned? But yeah, whatever. Well, yeah, it's because Discord's kind of okay. Hallelujah. Let's take a look. Okay. Oh well, they did grab it. Okay, there we go. So the Glinda Knights, there's that's her friend. I think it's Marika, and wait, Marika. But wasn't she saved by Leonard during this battle? Whatever. I'll have to read what happened. Okay, so they go in there, they grab her shuttle, and they fly away. Welcome, Nully. We saved you. Who are you? Interesting. Okay. Well, there you go. There's the truth, people. Sokia? Oh, is that the other girl? Hold on. Oh, is that the girl with the blue hair? Yeah, Sokia. The guy with the blue hair. The guy with the blue hair. That's Sokia. Um, thanks, brother, for posting that. It really helps. Okay, so there we go. That's the truth. So apparently Nully was saved by the Glinda Knights. I don't know why the Kogias anime couldn't have made something clear about that, so they retconned it. That's fine. I don't mind the retcon. It should have been the films, though. Should have been the films. You want the rest of Ozo too? Hey, look, if you want to give it, yeah, definitely. For the people who want to read it, I would appreciate it. You don't have to upload it right now, obviously, but if you want to at some point, that'd be great. For everyone who hasn't read Oz Reflection or just wants like the damn wants something, just anything. Hopefully they get the hopefully then after they finish R2 in Reign of Dark, no, Janissary Code, they'll do Oz first and not freaking Akito. But I know these people, so that's how it goes. How are we doing? Oh, it's late, Jesus. Okay, we went through all the episodes. We'll end it here. Thanks guys for spending 3 hours with me. If you were here for that long, if you weren't, appreciate it. Regardless, have a good week. I have a day off tomorrow from work. I think most people do because the King's Day. But yeah, take care, guys. Have a good week.